You guys can hear me fine?
Moved here in 2022 with our 3 children, and I had a slight change, which is kind of, I'll go through in a minute, but essentially why, we're going to embark with this path to expand our family home. But I guess with that, thank you all for the time this evening, and the opportunity to present our revised plan on 62 Western Drive. Myself, along with my wife Rachel, who I think you all know very well at this point. They're the owners of the property. And we really do find it to be the perfect location, and essentially, found our dream home. That we'd like to continue living here, despite kind of a slight change, hiccup that comes in life inevitably, that prompted us to kind of embark on this journey of expanding our home. So you all know as well, we've received multiple rounds of feedback, I think probably over the last 9 months or so. So I really feel this plan at this point is really one of our collective thought, maybe not everybody here, but certainly several board members and the consultants as well, in terms of providing feedback, to this over the last 9 months or so. We came here about 2 months ago, and presented our plans. We incorporated the feedback that we received regarding the number, and size of variances that we had in our last plan, but our goal was really to maintain the integrity of what we presented last time, which we really do feel embraces complements the historic nature of the home. As Daniel will discuss shortly, we began taking the board's feedback very seriously, and have worked to develop this latest plan, which reduces the number of variances, and where there are variances required or inevitable, reduces those overages to acceptable levels. Throughout this process, we've worked with several of the board members, consultants, the township staff, and everybody to address concerns along the way. And again, I've done that in this latest proposal. And maybe just before I turn it over, just to take a quick step back, for the context for why we're adding this addition to our home and kind of embarking on, creating our forever home here, and the modifications that are important to us. Is Rachel's mother, now lives with us due to health issues that she developed in Colorado, the loss of her husband about a year ago. So we really this home is meant to serve, 3 generations essentially under one roof. So it's a key goal of ours to, provide her, first floor living accommodations and direct access to the home so we can care for her, on a daily basis going forward. And then secondarily, this proposed lab also brings our son down from the third floor down to the second floor. So he can live on basically on the same floor as myself and my wife and his two siblings. So with that, I'll wrap up and turn it over to Danny. But we hope that what we present here, is acceptable to you all to proceed, with this plan.
Okay, great, thank you.
And Dan, since you've been here a few times, I wonder if you could just start with summarizing the changes
Yes,
from the lab. I know we'd asked for that at all.
yeah,
And then you
that's
put that together, so. I think that
exactly where I wanted to start.
Right,
I guess I wanted to give you a really brief overview of the project itself and go through the changes we made both physically and the variances that got affected by the physical change. And then hopefully get you through that and talk about variances, but then get you through, which I really didn't get a chance to talk about, is a little bit of the landscaping and kind of take a deeper dive into the materials that we would like to use, windows, and get maybe more into the minutia that we haven't had a chance to in the past, but ultimately our goal tonight, if the board receives the project as a successful approach, the kind of goal on my end, and certainly the Garrett's, would be get an approval with conditions if the minutia, which I would love to have gotten to before, but we talked about windows, we talked about some special details. If that's a possibility in the back of your mind as we look at this application, if the big picture is working, we are so happy to come back. We have some variances to approval for, so we still have an unknown ahead of us. So we can get past this and then that, and we're happy to come back if that's something that's been done before. Is say, okay, well, before we order the windows, we'd like to have a window by window maybe consultation with you, and because we're happy to get feedback on those. Like we were happy, I guess, of course, to get feedback on the overall projects. With that being said, the short story is it's an addition to the home in the rear that will accommodate guest bedroom, suite, side entrance, and then we want to expand the existing 2-car garage, so it's a 3-car garage, but it's detached. So one of the goals was to leave the garage, but then expand it for the 3rd car. And on the 2nd floor, we got to expand and add a bedroom. And we got to add a bedroom by commandeering some of the master bedroom, and then the addition, on top of the addition, will allow us to have the additional space, which will give us the 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. We're coming from a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That's the project as an overview. And then I would guess I'll dive into the changes that we had made. Really quickly, if we look at, I guess, sheet 1 of 11, which everybody should have, it's a site plan. And the first change we made that was significant was we eliminated, before previous application, we were seeking a rear yard setback. And we were gonna ask for about 7 feet. And so we've eliminated rear yard setback, so we're conforming to the rear yard setback line. And that altered the shape of the addition. So instead of coming back 7 feet, let's say we moved on your page to the right a little bit. We also reduced some programs, so we're able to get the building coverage down by eliminating some program, made the addition smaller and eliminated the FAR. So previously we were asking for rear yard setback and floor area ratio. As a result of the comments, we were able to redesign it and eliminate FAR and rear yard setback. One other result that happened, which is kind of small, but we made the addition for the garage a bit smaller. So previously we're asking for, call it a 21 by 15 foot garage, and we've now reduced it to 20 by 13. And I pushed it in even farther off the setback line. Although we didn't eliminate the variances associated with the garage, we definitely reduced the ask. Let me take you through some of the quick changes physically. If we jump to sheet 3.
And I'm sorry, the plans that you're directing to and that are up on the large
Yes.
board, those are the same that you previously submitted?
No changes.
Okay.
Thank you. So if it's easier just to focus on your 11 by 17s, if I take you to sheet 3 of 11, that's our first floor plan. So you could see up to the right is the detached garage. We've made that a little bit smaller than previous. And I created, before I had the back line of the garage even with our addition. So now I think it even architecturally is more sensitive approach. I moved it in, but so the addition to the garage clearly looks like an addition to the garage. And obviously that helps push it a little bit further away from the setback line. And reducing the size, reduce building coverage, reduce lot coverage, and reduce or eliminate the FAR. Then we look at the plan, and without comparing it back to what we had before, we took 7 feet out of the back of the addition, which took 7 feet out of the patio, the raised patio, where you see a barbecue, and where you see like a breakfast table, a little seating area. That all came in line, so we were able to maintain the rear yard setback. So the addition actually got a little smaller in massing and scale than the previous program. Somewhat stayed the same. But again, the concept is a side entry, a small bedroom, bathroom, closets, and a lounge area. Now, if I take you to the next, it should be sheet 4 of 11. The physical changes to the second floor as a result of the meeting, which I think is a positive for variances for the board and potentially the look of it. We have eliminated the second floor balcony. I don't know if you remember, but there was a second floor balcony that you would from the bedroom, we were able to go onto this balcony, so we reduced that significantly. We put it off into the corner, so we no longer have the large balcony with the railings, which that eliminated a lot of building coverage, because that counts as building coverage if you do that. And so I'll take you to the elevations when we get a chance, and you'll see the change to that. And previously, we had the entire master bedroom suite on the second floor, so we've now utilized the existing space for the bedroom, and now as you pass through that bridge, which is a very interesting architectural feature, the bridge allows us to connect to the home without, well, physically we're connected, but it doesn't look like it's a massive connection to the home. So I think architecture is very cool. I think it speaks to the historic nature of the home and how sensitive we were about that connection. So although a little bit inconvenient to cross a bridge to get to your bathroom closet, architecturally, I think it's exciting for the board. Those are the major physical changes to our plan. And the nice thing about it, as I said, we had 7 variances. We've been able to eliminate 2 FAR rear yard setback. We will need building coverage for a small percentage. We reduced that significantly. So now we're asking for building coverage. We're about 2% over what's allowed. Lot coverage, we're only 0.9% over what's allowed. Now there's a minimum setback for garages, detached garages, which is the requirement 12. We will be at 8.2 feet. The existing is at 3. So by nudging it over, we made that variance a little bit more palatable. And 4th variance is called accessory use coverage. And again, they want for accessory use, which is patios and actually garages. The detached garages counts as accessory use coverage. So 20%, they want 20% of your rear yard area to have accessory uses in it. And so the addition being put into the rear yard, which is a great design for the home, obviously it's not great for the backyard. So we have a accessory use coverage, and we'll be asking for 8% over what's allowed. And rear yard unoccupied, the way that figure works, it's 25% of your lot area. And we're just gonna be a little bit under on that. We're gonna leave 22.5% open. And again, if we were to analyze it, and I don't really want to get too deep into the variances and, but a lot of it is a function of the best place architecturally to locate the mass of the addition in the rear yard. And that is the dilemma, and now that all of a sudden starts to manipulate some of the variances. But I think as a team, we were able to mitigate, reduce, and I believe that when we go for the variance, I'll be able to justify that there's no negative impact to neighbors and the neighborhood. The house, we did some study about how visible it would be from the street. So from Western Drive, the addition is mitigated because it's behind the house. And from Taylor Road, the addition's way off to the side. And certainly now, today with the foliage, you can't see it. So you really can't see it to the backyard. And when I get to present the landscaping plan, I'm gonna show you that our plan is to plant evergreens. We're gonna come out of the gate like 8 feet tall and stagger them, so we're gonna even screen it even further. So I feel like there's no negative impact to the neighbors, the neighborhood as a result of the variances we need. So we get to hopefully create something that's celebrating the historical nature of the home and get them some additional space and now have a project that's well received. And if I may, I would like to take you quickly to the landscaping plan, which is not labeled, but it should be on the back of your sheets. This was done by Blizzard Landscaping Incorporated. The main thing about this plan is if you see where the pool is located on the right hand side of the property, we are going to, I guess they're called American hollies. They're gonna be 10 feet tall, I apologize. So we're gonna plant American hollies, 10 feet tall, to further shield the pool. The pool is, there's no variance associated with the pool as a pool. Of course, you take the pool patio, then there's things, but, so I think the plan of planting those evergreens on the right side of the property furthers our success with the yard. The other plantings are more low lying in nature and a little bit more decorative in nature. But again, primarily it's the 10 foot tall American hollies on the right side. Now, I would like to take you through the materials that we plan on using, because that's exciting. If we look to sheet 7 of 11. It'll be fairly easy for me to take you through the materials because the goal is to pull from the house what we have already. So we have a mixture of cedar shakes, stone, brick. So those three materials we're going to use. We're going to use it in an elegant way so as to extend the aesthetics that the house has already. So if we look at the front elevation, what you're seeing behind the left addition, which is a 1-story, that addition was done in 2000. Our addition is slightly taller, it's in the rear, primarily being the cedar shakes, painted the color of the house is today. And the 1-story addition that you see all the way to the left will be cladded with stone. That helped us architecturally, I feel like, diminish the addition to the left. So obviously if I painted it in a bright color, that would make it really clear. So the stone will help mask the addition. We're gonna have a fence, we're gonna have a pool, so the fence, it's aluminum fence, it's 54 inches high. Where it's visible from the street, we're gonna have the supports made of the brick piers that would match the brick from the house. And so a lot of the inspiration for the materials obviously are just drawn from the house. Then if we look at the bottom of the page, we see the rear elevation. And again, we're going to have a stone base. Anytime there's windows that are in the stone, we're gonna treat it with, just like the existing house was treated with this brick corbelling around it. so as to draw from some of the inspiration of the details of the house. We plan on installing half-round gutters and actually change that throughout the house. So the existing house has the aluminum K gutters, we're gonna change that to half-round gutters. And then if I just jump to sheet 8 of 11, you get a chance to see some of the other views of the house. On the top of the page, proposed left elevation. This is a very interesting architectural elevation because you get to see on the second floor, gonna be a flat roof, which is gonna be the bridge that takes the second floor. Then we're introducing on the lower roofs, we'd like to introduce some standing seam copper. We'll have the upper roof be standing seam copper, but you won't see it, but just to keep it consistent. We're gonna redecorate, if you look at that elevation, we have a side porch that currently is made of wood with a not so pretty railing. So that railing is going to be inspired by some photographs we found in the 1880s of what was original. And in our spec sheet, you might have a chance to see the drawings of that railing, but it's basically a cedar railing with some beautiful turn posts, mahogany top rail, and we're going to make it out of masonry, so it's a continuity of connection of the existing house to the proposed addition. And again, the way we've connected the house, what you see in that elevation, where our connection was all modified in 1960, year 2000. So none of our home touches the 1880. Then again, that one-story addition will be cladded in stone. The upper portion will be cladded in the cedar shakes to match existing. The roof will go to match existing. The windows will be a Pella traditional series. It's the historic line, the true by lights, all the historic detailing. That window is special for that. I think it's been accepted by the historic board, National Park, to be a window of choice. And again, as we move through it, this is where I wanted to say we would love, maybe not tonight, but if there was a grill pattern, a window choice, a shape, even a location, that would be something that we'd be willing to tackle in the future with the board. Love if you just probably had, but I also would love your feedback on that. And now we get to the bottom of the page, which is the right elevation. So you see, again, we had a two-story balcony that was off of the second floor. We've eliminated that. Now we just have a pergola for shade. And the balcony is off to the left off of the bridge. So it maintains a external space for them, but it becomes less significant than we had before. We've eliminated the chimney, we've eliminated the fireplace interior and exterior, so we don't have that feature anymore. Lighting, we plan on minimal exterior lighting, so just, we actually try to represent it on the elevations themselves. So just on the outside doors, outside the posts, we're gonna put lanterns. We're actually gonna copy the lanterns that are on the garage, right? So for continuity, it's a very, I think it's a 60-watt incandescent bulb. It's very low light level lighting. So we don't plan on doing anything other than that. I think that's the story. I could open up to questions and or comments.
Well, I think we want to first hear from Matt and comments from Barton Ross. Do you have any thoughts on the proposed?
Yes, so after speaking with Barton and I had to go back and listen to the previous meeting. I apologize for not being here.
Yes.
But he did not recommend to approve this design. After speaking with him, he said the design that you had last 2 months ago, I suppose, was perfectly fine. And that probably, if you just came back with that design tonight with just, you know, with the finishes and all the kind of everything that you brought today, it would have been approved.
It's very interesting, because I guess the feedback I got was, and not from Barton, but feedback from the board was that, well, we like it, conceptually, we like it, we love it, but there's just too many variances for us to get behind this thing, because obviously our next step is to go in front of the variance board, so. Happy to maybe, I hadn't seen the memo from Barton, to understand what about this design he doesn't like.
Yeah, it's more so the massing just coming off to the left being, it almost looks like one of the earlier iterations. I know you guys are working with a tight setback in the rear yard, but yeah, him and I just thought that the massing was too large in scale compared to the main house.
Viewed from Western Drive.
Yes,
Which page is that
yes,
on?
sorry, on the proposed front elevation.
Which page is that on? So I just wanna follow, so I
7.
can follow.
You're on page 7.
You from what?
What? Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Yes, getting,
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have the old design in front of me, but
right.
Can you,
Yeah, I
like,
just-
I was trying to understand the differences, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us, the prior design you came with,
Yes,
how much more is visible of the building being pushed to the left? I
yeah,
guess
I
that's
brought,
one thing we'd
I
like.
brought the older drawings
Yeah,
out.
thank
yeah.
you.
If you
Okay,
have
so
them.
what is the, I know you previously submitted, but what is the date that you're gonna show right now?
Okay, this date is 3/30/2026. And this is the same exhibit that was submitted in April. Now, of course, if you look, read the page. Page 7 over here. Yeah, actually, lower this. Well, yeah, for now, unless this falls over. This is what we're proposing. So this piece, I don't know if everybody can see it, but this piece is existing. The addition is behind that, and we'll look at the floor plan, but it's significantly behind that. I think I would love for us to look at the three-dimensional imagery, because this is a flat, misleading image, what it would look like, so we're gonna look at the perspectives in a moment.
Okay.
So this has been modified, and because we had to take 7 feet, we've moved it out, so this probably got extended, so let's look at what we had.
I actually thought you had connected the garage to the house.
No, we
honestly, when I was
did
looking-
not.
I know, I'm just telling you,
Right.
that's what I saw when I was looking at the drawings, I was just really confused.
We had previously,
Yeah, yeah,
by the
okay.
way, I failed to mention that we had a connecting pergola, we've eliminated that.
Yeah, I saw.
Because as this thing grew, we visually didn't want to have it look like a connector, but there's a significant depth perception that we're not meeting dimensionally. So certainly we'll take a look at that, but these are the differences, so it was higher here, more sky being blocked. Now it's moved down, so. And this came in quite a bit, so the distance from the garage.
But they're gonna fence and a gate too.
Yeah, it's like,
very confusing.
it's like, it's just kind of.
Because it doesn't show any elevation.
If you go to page 9 on the bottom right hand, it shows we want.
Absolutely. See that international view. It's really not that hard to go look at.
3/11 shows like both gates and stuff, but that's not showing the
Yeah.
elevation.
Do you think the rendered three-dimensional view, so you were talking about would better explain that to us?
I do.
Cause I'm a little like
Right, so that's.
confused, and
Yeah, I think we'll look at some three-dimensional imagery, because I think that's better, so on my 10 of 11,
Okay,
Oh,
yeah, almost like just the changes that you made from
yes.
March, from April to today, would be really helpful. And I did want to just make a comment, because I clearly remembered the discussions from that meeting, at least from what I remember,
Mm.
that people did talk to you about the, all the setbacks, and they were basically just concerned for you that when you go to the zoning and planning board, that you would have, more problems with that application, but no one, I mean, we asked you to come back with the pool equipment, the lighting plans, landscaping, whether the place set was going away, and possibly drainage as the asks, just so you know, like, that was the intention. It wasn't for you to have to redesign. I mean, that was what I remember. It was not for you to have to redesign everything. So, just, I'm not criticizing, maybe this will be fine, but just, that was my impression. At first, we had that conversation about all variances. That's not really our place to advise you on that. And then, and then we gave you a list of small things like, just the lighting plan. I mean, I have it written in my notes here. And I think the neighbors on Taylor have some issues with drainage, so I think there was gonna be some drainage issues. You were gonna come up with that, and that's where we were supposed to, I thought, to be today. Right?
Yeah, I mean, Dan, I'm just trying to understand, it seems like you pushed it forward, so you didn't have the rear
Yeah.
setback, right? And with that, pushed everything to the left. You had to take a dime and put it somewhere.
Yeah, I will tell you exactly how much it went to the left, but it didn't go significantly. We reduced building coverage in FAR. I think one really nice image might be look at the new 10 of 11. Because obviously, if we're talking about the view from Weston, that's really the underlying objection to this. I think that's a critical component. The takeaway for sure, and I listened to the tapes, I listened to the video, was 100%, well, we're gonna, it's such a complicated case because I don't need to be here. I had this design solved without a variance. Now the historic board says, well, we want the addition behind the house. Okay, well, now it triggered a lot of variances and we came up with something we like. We got the blessings, but then the feedback I got was, oh my God, we can't get behind this because we can, now you're gonna go to the variance board, we can't really put such a egregious amount of variances and overages. Because we have zoning and sensitivity to the neighbors. So that was my takeaway, and I think my client's takeaway was, well, we really need to revisit the variances that we're asking for, to be able to get the blessing here.
Well, if you could, I mean, for me, it would be really helpful, like you said, going through the renderings.
Yeah,
because
I think that's gonna be a
I think to
great-
be, just from the change, for each change you do, just in a very simplified form, I think that, so we don't get caught in minor details, I think.
Okay.
Because I wanna understand this as I can.
Okay.
So,
one question though, in here, you're saying that the height hasn't changed, but you're changing the grade. So you are, that's what I was confused about. So are you not changing the grade enough that the height is now changed above grade? Because you're saying that you're over what the allowable height of the building is. but that's allowed.
We're not, we're way under the heat requirement. That's not a.
That's not what your chart shows here. Because you're saying here, right, you're saying that your existing is 33 and a half. You're saying it's unchanged, but you're saying 32 is the height allowed, unless you.
Our
Using
the
your-
existing height of the home is existing, I guess at 33. Our addition is 4 feet lower than the main ridge, so
Yeah, but you lowered the grade of the property, like, in the back, right? You're lowering the grades.
yeah, but we won't need a height issue. Our variances will not be related to height.
I just wanted to make sure, because what you wrote here, but you did change the grade, so you are technically unless you did an analysis like how you change the grade is
Yeah,
not affecting the height above grade. Right, because if you change the grade, you change the height above grade.
I think the maximum allowed is 35 feet, so.
Okay, I'm just saying like the chart isn't correct, so if you are going for several variances, so I would just check. I'm not saying, I can't tell you what's right or not right, but I'm saying the chart here on your calculation should be checked by your office before you go in,
Okay.
because you are changing the grade of property, correct?
In the back.
In the
Yeah.
lower end,
Yeah,
But
so
it's
that would mean
unchanged
the
from
height
last
above
time.
grade is more.
but it's not.
It's unchanged from last
time.
I'm looking at the chart, I'm just saying. I'm not that person, I'm a historic person, but I'm just looking at the chart and it didn't seem to make sense.
I guess collectively, if we look at, it's gonna be the same sheet, I don't have previous. One, but I can certainly show you here, although it's small. Jeff has this around maybe. But this image and this image are the ones I'd like to focus on.
Is that, sorry, this is.
This is proposed.
That's new, that's new.
No. And this is what we had previously, so, in my professional opinion, don't see much change that would cause or trigger, anything from Western, if you were to travel down Western, you conceive that, and or find that offensive and or obnoxious. Massing approach. So then the lower one is what we had previously, so we didn't have the lower one-story addition here.
Mhm.
We were seeking the trellis connection.
Daniel, I know
Yes.
this is probably too risky a question, so, can I just show you, this is what I think we're talking about this.
Yes, I think we're talking about
That's that extra.
Differential,
Yeah,
yes, that's what.
that's what, could you just walk through that little, like, looks like a separate little, almost small building behind it, like, or almost like, it's not, I know it's a shed, but I'm just saying, it looks like a separate detached building.
Yeah,
This-
let's look at the
Is that,
plan.
is that what you're talking about, Matt? Like the massing on that, because that's what sticks out to me, and I think you showed that to me. This little, piece is probably what the big fallout was, I'm guessing, or one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what.
Just trying to conceptually understand it as far as we can, and we benefit from down on all of that, so. Understand. Yeah, I see it. It's just angle.
I think the best way to maybe understand that piece is the one-story piece.
Okay.
Which is why I talked a little bit about materials about that piece. You can see it in the rendering, but we did it cladded in stone, dark color, dark roof. It really, like if I was to do that to cedar, like, and we did on the renderings, painted the light color, it was much more noticeable of a object or
Mhm.
architectural feature. Once you clad it in stone, it really looks like a garden piece and you certainly don't find it, I didn't find it as a visual perception now. Obviously, like we talked about, to keep this addition entirely in the backyard, then I think does more detriment to the site. Which is a comment I kind of took to heart. You know, it's certainly a variance that I've never been comfortable. I don't know if I've ever asked for a rear yard setback variance before. So that, by eliminating that, I felt like this is a better addition for the neighbors in our neighborhood. I think it respects the home. I don't think, obviously, it doesn't keep it massive in scale. Of it. And, you know, obviously, the complexity of banning the home and satisfying the board, we are committed to. But at some point, you just feel, I'm feeling lost.
Well, it's not satisfying us, it's satisfying the Secretary of Interior standards for rehabilitation of historic properties, which talk about the setting of voids against space that pieces of publicly accessible spaces. So
Right, so
that's talking about the view from the public road. So if that changes significantly by pushing it to the side, that's not following SOI standards. And that's why I think throughout this process, we've been talking about trying to keep it to the center as much as possible. I know you're not pushing it to the other side because you have other stuff going on there. But, you know, it's just by removing that portion off the back and satisfying that one variance, you now have pushed mass to the side in a way that doesn't comply with SOI qualifications, as the partner is saying, is reviewing this too, so.
yeah, I didn't get the benefit of that prior to hearing it right now, so I'm a little caught off guard, to be honest with you, about the comments. Yeah, we're trying, obviously, be creative. I mean, I think it's, in my opinion, in terms of solids and voids and openness and imposing on Western Drive, we're significantly far away from Western with the addition is, so I feel like that's not something that feels like we diminish the amount of open space around the structure. That's
And I
my,
was talking, I think, from Barton, and pushing back behind them, a front facing garage off of,
Yeah,
in the back.
so when you have,
This is
when you have,
certainly not
what I'm saying, when you have your,
imposing
to
Sorry,
say your
you
consult,
can state your name for the record.
oh, sorry, Rachel Garrett.
And
I'm
gotta swear you in. Do
sorry,
you swear and affirm that the testimony you're going to provide this evening with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but?
yes. Barton, before in the very beginning, was consulting with us with one of your board members and was talking to us and have meetings. If I were to like swear us in, before all this, which I knew the area, knew to town not realizing what is and is not allowed. Having to be on the preliminary, some of the hearings I was supposed to be on, but then them taking us off and asking us to do Zoom calls with them personally. On the side, there was the talk of having a front garage, which we have one of those designs, and what he asked us to do when another board member was like, well, in the town, we are not allowed to do that. Our last meeting, if we want to get to kind of the standards of the board and what is it not allowed. On our previous meeting, Barton called our architect personally to say, do not come to the meeting, you are gonna get denied because you have of your variances. There was calls, there was information, I have all the information of what was done that was not supposed to happen, which I was not privy to and not told. I was trying to do what the board has been guiding us through all through September, and things that taking us off, putting us on, taking us off. I said we came in immediately with a conforming design. I have found research, I did everything, I've gone to the museum, the open request, I found when the garage was built. It's not historic, I provided that, the township knows that, Donald, with all of that, but I stated now kind of with the town and everything with moving forward in the direction of what is, I think, I feel like I've been kind of on this wild like goose chase with doing and being respectful, resilient, and accepting to all the feedback. And if we watch the last report of the what happened, or in the last meeting, it was it's too much, it's, we need to come back. He was talking about the landscaping, which is really not pretty. The neighbor with the drainage issue is not on us. This is because of the retaining wall of whatever is constructed that probably needs to be repaired. If you send someone out there, they've never asked us before, if there's any drainage, any issues on our right side of the yard, no, there is not. And they can send anyone out there. In the middle, we had reconstructed one of the pipes in the center to help our neighbors in the back who never complained. There's nothing on the right side. We have done everything respectful, everything that has been asked. The last meeting was come back with less variances because a letter of support to go to the next step is what we need from you guys because of what has transpired of our cooperation and kind of going back and forth with the design of the home. I had done everything that you guys have asked for and more, I believe. And I've done my research, I've done everything, and I said we went from one design that was not gonna impede on anything. We were doing, and like I said, the garage, I have the Oprah request, I have all of even when the permit of that garage, when that was built, they didn't go to zoning, that is not even, shouldn't have been allowed back when it was built because it's going over, what is it? It's too close to the side. So that was even done correctly because I checked out with the township and with Alex. So
Ms. Guy, I'm just going to say.
yeah, I'm
that-
just like, I'm sorry, I'm
Right.
kind of worked
No,
up
and
because
I
this is,
understand.
we had asked from last,
Right.
excuse me, just 1 second. Is from last meeting, if we look at what was asked, it was take it down. It wasn't anything of, from our preliminary one, it was, we loved it, it's great. Even Barnes wrote his letter of, I deem this should be accepted. And then we got the call saying, do not come tomorrow night. They're having talks and the variances are too much. We can't support that. And he called, why would that happen and why is I'm just saying the back channel of what's been talked. And I know I'm being recorded all this stuff,
look,
so I'm just
I
saying.
can't comment on calls that were made. I can only talk about the testimony here at the commission meeting. And I'm just gonna say for the last meeting, you had presented us with a lot of information for us to review that evening. And so we had asked for time to review that. And yes, you're right, we did talk about the variance. There's something you could do with the variance, it's great. But I would say that we're now reviewing a slightly different plan that we haven't seen before. And the plan that we had seen before was keeping most of the massing behind that.
It's
the main
7 feet.
structure.
It's 7 feet to the left. Also, the addition of what you see from Western Drive, if we want to talk about the site from Western, and if seeing it, then why was it back then when you got in 2000, the addition was allowed? It's completely to the left of the home. It's an add-on to the street. I know, but you're
I
giving.
can't comment on it.
Exactly, I know you guys weren't here in 2000, obviously, but I'm just saying, if it was allowed back then where you're saying an addition was allowed and it's more of a site that you are gonna see from Western Drive, one, we have put in hedging and everything in the front, so the house is not as visible also from the site, because we'd like to have a little bit more privacy, but the addition that was added is more impactful from a site view. So right now, we're trying to take some of that, or 7 feet to the left, and then also we can't do anything with the garage that in the first place, from the back side in September, was told, you can't do that. You can't have it attached because this is historic, and I said, how interesting, and I kind of went and did my research and had to find out if it was historic or not. It was not historic. I went to the township, even Alice, the business administrator, confirmed it's not historic. But we led down this path, and I said, I was going by Barton and all their guidance of what they asked us to do. So when you asked me to do a front facing garage that I know the town is not gonna approve, and this is, employee, then how am I supposed to take everything, and I'm taking everything they're telling us to do.
Right, well, I'm trying to help you understand, but our role here is
No,
to
and
review
I
what you're
understand, and
presenting.
that's why we said,
Right.
it was sent in beforehand, we've had the time to do this, but we have done everything that you guys have said, and we have said yes to. In last meeting, it was, like I said, Barton asked us for an entire landscape plan, which is not really, even for the back, where you can't see minimal things like what will look like a flower or little bush, wanted that, which it should not be it's not the story about that.
Well, actually, in the Star Hills Park Historic District, it is the definition.
I know, but I did speak with
Non-landscape.
but I spoke with the lawyer, with the HPC lawyer, Catherine, and I spoke with her past couple days, and I asked her about that, and it's certain things that are minimal, the minimal impact of it, if it's a small
And
bush.
we're not talking about flowers, but I think.
I know, but I'm just saying, I spoke with Catherine
I
the
think-
past
I
2
think we
days.
need-
For the record, I do wanna clarify that did not speak for this commission. You know, I can
What?
tell you what the ordinance says and
No, no, no,
review
oh, no,
what
no,
the
no, yeah.
ordinance says.
Yes, but I'm
But there
saying,
is no way at any time did I speak for this commission.
no,
or
no,
what
no,
they
no,
want.
I was just saying what minimal, like, work, nothing of that sort, I'm saying the minimal, like, if you're gonna put like a bush in, but it was like Barton was telling us on the side, like, put more, you know, landscaping of things are like, was minimal. And I was just like, this is the bigger picture, I was like, we can go back and forth so many
We
times,
can change a bush if we care.
you
Yeah,
care.
We're not talking,
But
but
it was
we're focused
asked-
more on
Figure out
the
where we're going, right?
scale of what you proposed here, right? So,
We have a proposal in front of us, our consultant has expressed some concerns about it. We either accept those concerns and, you know, say we aren't gonna approve it from a historic perspective, or we could say we're okay with it. So we have to decide which one we're gonna do.
I mean, like I said, we're reviewing the plan you presented to us, which is the one before us.
No, no, and I-
That's where
No,
we're
it just felt like whack-a-mole, because it's like Barton tells us to do something, we do it, then it's not acceptable to the board, and then we're like going back and forth on this, and then even things like the variances that my understanding is not part of what you guys really review, was brought up last time, and it inevitably led us to make this change, and now we're like back to square one with Barton saying now he doesn't like it. Like, it just,
Well, I
Not-
think
yeah.
there's some confusion too. It's not that we don't have a ruling over variances, but there are times where people come in with things, you know, because they're historic properties, they're built where they're built. And so we have gone to the zoning to support it. And I think that the question was saying, can we support this at zoning? No, if you want to go with this plan, we're not coming to zoning with you. You know,
Yeah.
like, we're not gonna send a letter to zoning saying, you know, they really tried. Like, I think that's what it was. We don't have any authority over zoning. We just say to zoning, yeah, you know, we really worked with this group and they're here. So I think the thing was, there was a list of, you know, 20 variances of things that were not conforming, and that's not something we're going to go to bat for, you know what I mean? Like, that's.
No, no,
which
it
In
makes
fairness,
sense,
they went,
right?
they did go back and they reduced the variances.
Yeah.
So, you know, now, I'm clear, as the zoning representative, I'm not taking a position on
Yeah.
whether these changes are gonna be acceptable to the zoning board.
Yeah.
But I think the purpose was to try and make changes that would reduce the number of variances.
Yeah.
So that this board could get behind it or not, it's obviously up to this board whether we would get behind it.
I mean, I will just say, you know, my comment on that lower addition looks like another garage. If I was looking at it architecturally, it looks almost
I
like
don't
you
disagree,
added
I'm
a
just,
fourth garage to this plan. If I look at what the rendering is here, it looks as though it's a fourth garage, right?
Yes,
So
and Dan, I'm just gonna,
architecturally, I'm not in favor.
No, no, I was saying,
But
so
then
I'm just saying, if you saw the before, that it was just.
The new one,
Yeah,
yeah, the
sorry,
little
sorry,
part
just,
that
yeah.
pokes
This is-
out, right?
yeah,
That
it's-
looks like a side garage, a fourth one. The suite
This
that
is
on
Current
the
split.
before.
There is, if I may,
yeah,
this landscaping, and we should, I don't want to talk about landscaping too much, but if we planted
Like I said, a
Evergreens
tree in front
in
of
front
it,
of
like I
it,
just
there's
like.
plenty of room to plant in front of it, and
I'm just saying, we try to move it into what I just said from last time, what you guys, I said we're at, because it just. When we get told from, in the very beginning, about the garage,
but
that, no, I'm just saying, but if I could move the garage and you told us like, okay, hey. Now from that,
unequivocally cannot be attached.
no. Can I ask the question? So when did Barton send this document that we never saw?
Yeah.
14 days ago.
How many days?
no, you didn't,
I sent, I sent them out,
did anybody receive this?
Just a comment?
I did.
No.
Yeah,
I know, I'm just
I sent it, a take notice to all the architects and all the owners with, the memos and the complete letter.
Did anybody receive that?
I only sent it to architects and owners, I sent.
No, it wasn't received, so I would say
I've
that
got
was,
emails from Barton, why
that's the one thing, and I
Maybe
was.
from me, but.
No, it wasn't from you, and I'm saying that what's a weird thing is. I said it was a lot of, I'm saying like last time when he called, and I said it wasn't allowed, I don't know why, like I said, and I know you're allowed to talk with Barton on if, like, for a consulting purposes, but that was not what happened. It was with, board members, is that memo was not sent. You can, if you were to show that, that was, but I said, it's just kind of odd, like I said, from that last meeting, we were so like happy to be here, because it was like, deem it complete, great, everything, and then we came in, and then he was like, no. And then I said, I still, and then I said, that call that we got beforehand, I don't know, but he was just, when he told us not to come. When he, and everyone got the letter, which the one that you sent, no one got, but the one that was before that, where everyone got saying complete, and that he would advise the board to accept the plan, then when we got the call right beforehand, it was, we can't accept it anymore. I just said, it's been a very wild, and like I said, experience with, I'm just saying, a part of the town that where does the line get crossed, where you say, okay, for us, and then you say with this, I just don't understand anymore really the going back and forth.
Yeah, I can speak for Barton. After listening to I listened to the previous meeting this morning, while driving up here. From my understanding, I don't want to speak for any of the commission members, but Barton definitely made it abundantly clear that that approval, or that design was approved. It was just the fact that, that's why the memo had about like 14 or 15 conditions at the time. And then, again, my understanding of what the board was saying, that they just needed some time to look over the finish schedule, and that the design was approved.
When I went to the
with those
town and I
conditions.
saw what else, I was specifically told, change it and get the variances down. And I have meetings in the town where it was told, and with HPC, he said he talked, and I met with him 3 times in the town, and he stated, make the changes in, then I said, it'll kind of go for it. We accepted the extension. We could have asked until May and just gave you the time to vote, but they asked us to come and wait to the June meeting. Because we could have asked for it. I said, I want to make it inconvenient, respect the process, which I have done. And my architect and my husband, but we respected the process, we extended it, and we said, okay, that's fine. And he said, and they did the town for 3 meetings, I went there and spoke with Barton, saying, okay, you know what, it's good, but let's just get these things off, and then, it'll be, good to go. Like, this is what we need to do, because we need to have a balance between the HPC and with zoning and variances, and we have been trying to please, but it just seems nothing has been ever good enough the entire time, and it's very frustrating, time and money that we have spent throughout this all, trying to appease. It's 7 feet to the left. We have a garage that I proved that was, sorry, and I'll repeat.
Well, if I may.
Yeah, sorry, I will go on
We're
rampant.
here, we
if I
got
get
your
sense.
time and I got your focus. If we boil it down, it would be, okay, this is the design in front of you tonight. And I could certainly architecturally explain why I think scale massing, openness, and voids all are acceptable and work with the guidelines of the Historic Preservation Commission from my perspective. And so when we deal with these things, okay, well, what are the solutions? Planting, I do have room to mask it, I can mask it with evergreens. It's a nice solution, and or other items, so that's when a place where landscaping is significant, like moving the screen from the neighbors, significant. This could be a significant place where your perception of what you see, and obviously we could beat it into our approval that you will maintain it, they die, we plant it, evergreens, you might not know it's there, it may be changing the roof line, turning it to a hip roof and kind of open up the space between the structures. I mean, there's solutions to what we see. I mean, we certainly worked very hard on the plan, aesthetics, and the variances, so I don't know if there's a solution to that puzzle.
Did you change that from a flat roof to a gable, like that, well, okay, cause it just looks that way, I'm
Which one
just,
are you?
this drawing to this,
No, that
It just
now,
looks like it wasn't.
we eliminated a lot of
It looked like-
second
I
floor.
just was asking, we're just trying to figure it out.
If you look at the differences, we've
Yeah.
eliminated a lot of second floors, we took a lot of programs off the second
Yeah.
floor. And so the scale and massing of the addition itself is less, now, of course, we have more one story. And again, I cladded it in stone to help make it disappear from view. And I would love to offer landscaping, and I don't think it'd be appropriate to add a roof.
Yeah.
Open up
No, I
more
wasn't
sky.
trying to operate.
Yeah.
Can I just, I mean, the only thing, I'm just, like, on the drawing, you know, the two drawings, the center image on the bottom,
Mhm.
okay? So it's the perspective that you have, like
Yes.
the angle. It's really, I think that's part of the reason why I'm seeing it and like.
It's
for
really
me,
difficult
It's hard
how-
to,
it's a
it's hard to see it, cause it's not one for one, it's not like both the same perspective alignment, so it's hard to see the.
Yeah, I think- I
You
guess
see what I'm saying?
That would affect the Garrett's, right, what they see from the backyard, so I guess if we wanted as a public,
Yeah.
say, what is the effect of this addition from Western?
Yeah.
Now, of course, we have a
Just
significant front yard setback,
bottom.
the addition is very one-story setback.
The one that we came with before I had a
Just
mass
confusing.
across, it was going
Trellis
completely
connected.
from.
We had a-
the
Yeah, like a
house.
pergola.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was, you were gonna see something from Western Drive.
Well,
between
but
the
that's
two.
a sort of a shading in some ways.
Sure, but it's still a mass that's sticking out at the side.
Yours-
Yeah.
It's softer than-
It almost looks like
softer.
specters.
I understand that, but you have to work, we have to work with the bounds that we're kind of provided.
Yeah.
Well, I think
We're trying to follow.
We're trying to do something for, like I said, and for like our mom, or my mom to have at first, like I said, and we would do it, like trying to do this to, like I said, it's not hey, we're trying to make this mass on our property, trying to make it easy for her to be able to, like I said, live with us and to come into the home and not have to go down the stairs. She's currently with us and has to go down the stairs, she's 75. And you know, if she has to be in a wheelchair, like I said, I don't like personal, like dad trouble, had ALS for 5 years. If she just needs a wheelchair and she needs to go in there, I want her to be able to go in from the garage and to get into there easily, because I experienced it for 5 years. So I'm trying to do something that is, I'm just saying for a personal level, because this is my home that I live in with my kids, but I'm also trying to be a good daughter and also my, like dad, to think about coming in, if, like I said, they need the size of a wheelchair, and if one that you have to motorize to get in through a door. And if she needs to be able to do that, because right now I said, we're fortunate that we area is, in our basement, we have like a kitchen like this and she's down there, but there's no way else for us to do this without her having the access and it easy for her to get in. And so I'm trying to make this as, I know, just saying it personally, I've tried so hard with all of this.
And we appreciate that. We're trying to find a solution.
I know,
We're listening to what you brought here today, and it is different than what was brought here the last time, so we're reacting to that. I just want to get comment from Brad, who's on the Zoom.
Brad?
Can you unmute Brad?
Sorry. Yeah, so I just wanted to make a comment. I know we've been talking a lot about a lot of different things here, and you're down to 8 variances. Did we talk, how many was it last time to what it is now?
Thank you, we had 7, we're down to 5.
I thought,
It was
but I'm
no,
looking at
it
the-
was 8 down to 5.
there's 8 now.
Well,
No.
no, there's 5, that was
Five.
previous.
Sorry, there's 5 variances now, I can speak to
But
that.
You have 8, so-
Okay, I'm just saying, I'm looking at it and there's 8 things on the zoning calculation that says no, it's not conforming. Am I misinterpreting that?
You updated rear setback and FAR, so those are correct, those are not.
Let me join you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variances on the new chart.
We don't have that chart. We have
You
that.
sent it,
Yeah, I have one that has 8 on it, so that's why I'm asking.
are we,
You know, that would have been sent in,
And the chart on the site plan 514 shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is that a new addition that we?
As
missed
in-
on
Yes.
the-
On
No,
your.
this,
On the most recent, there's 8 highlighted in red as
No, this would be the, well,
101.
in the zoning chart, the thing repeats itself. So you have in the first section of the zoning chart, building coverage, and it repeats itself again under accessory use, so it's checked, but there's only 5 variances. So if you read this
Okay,
building
so-
coverage, yeah,
I know, that's fine. I appreciate you clarifying that, but so we went from 7 variances to 5 variances?
yes,
It was eight
Yes.
before, and there's 5 now, but there's 2 of them that we can't get rid of because of the
well, they're
existing
all of
garage.
them are 100% result of trying to get this addition to the rear yard.
No, but
Then
there's
you put
2.
on the side, I have no variances, so they're all a function, a hardship, I'm gonna say, which I don't know if that's a land use legal term, but it's a hardship that we're now forced into rear yard, unoccupied accessory structure, all these things are a result, which is very interesting, but they're a result of satisfying HPC. And we're happy to do that. We're happy to do that. We've been trying, and obviously you see the kind of frustration we're having because I want to create something beautiful. I want to create something for the client. I want to, make something that is historically satisfying. So at some point, we gotta, and I think we're at the point where maybe there's a
What's the
solution.
decision? Like, you have to move forward, I think.
Yeah, so I
So
think,
one comment I would just make,
thank you.
you know, is that, and the board should understand, FAR is a variance that the zoning board pays a lot of attention to, right? By statute, we have to have 5 votes, right? We don't even get to vote on it on a majority basis. We have to have extra votes in order for that variance to be approved. So I understand the comments about we're only going from 7 to 5, but it is important to understand that FAR is an important variance. So by eliminating the FAR variance, that is a positive thing. I'm not taking a position on whether that would be approved or not, but just the board should understand that is a significant variance.
Okay, I think you're getting the feedback from the board, that's why you're here. I just wanna make sure that all the board members have spoken, have asked questions and have received input. So anyone else here?
I mean, lot coverage and building coverage have nothing to do with the board, right? That is over so I just want you to make fair
Say-
statements,
Yeah,
right?
that is fair.
Right?
We
The
would not have
building
lot coverage and or building coverage right on top of the garage, the driveway.
Okay.
So truth, fair truth, which because I have a fully conforming design, it's not something that was acceptable to a historic addition to the home. And it was sitting on top of the existing driveway. We've eliminated, those 3 garages count as building coverage accessory use, so, if we were to eliminate the detached garage,
Alright, well, you've heard our feedback, I just wanna make sure that, if there's anyone in the public, if you're done.
well, I only would like to offer to the board that I think there's a solution. Always, visually, architecturally, if we take the design that we've got and say, okay, well, we don't love it, but how do I make you feel okay with it? And I would offer to you, landscaping, evergreens. There's no reason that we need to see it, but we need to have it functionally. And obviously, if and or lowering the roof line, changing the shape could work, maybe that's our solution. And I think they're okay with that.
So are you proposing to come back with a revised design, is that?
Not necessarily, no, because this is the design that works for the family.
Right.
So if there was a solution, let's say you said, okay, we'll have no windows on that elevation. I'm sure they would say yes to that.
Yeah.
Plant some trees, lower the pitch, push it back a little bit.
You're talking about on that small,
Yeah, I think the issue is now just this.
you'd have no windows that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think that's like.
But in terms of, like, I think we all have to decide as a board, is this really going to change from before to now, if you look at the 2? Does it really affect life? Does it get them the project, like, does the architecture of the home, the historic 1880 home still stay intact? And you'd say, yeah, maybe I don't love it, but it's not that different. Given the institution, right, and then.
Well, it's not clear to me how much has actually been added. I know you said it's 7 feet, but from the plans, it looks like it's 20 feet. So I haven't gotten an answer.
The differential is 10 feet. 1 story and pushed back from the front facade, so it is significantly, it's not even with the addition. So if we look at it, it's pushed back from the edge of the house. So it's a differential of 10 feet, and it's also 1 story. Set back quite a bit from the front elevation. 5 feet back from this edge, and then there's a fence. There's the concrete, the brick piers. And if landscaping, you know, I don't like to use that architecturally, but it would mitigate, hide, minimize the architectural appearance of it. If that's a solution, sure. So yeah, I'll guess leave it at that.
Well, I mean, we've had the comments from our consultant who is not in favor of this, and I think you've heard some comments from over here, but you know, we're trying to help you understand the perspective, so.
I guess we do have 2 options. We could say we'd like both, and then we take the step. Or we come back and rethink.
I don't know what revisions, I mean, we've made so many that you either back or you're to the side, like.
And then we're, like I said, we just can't.
Just out of curiosity, because I never really asked, but if we get a no from the Historic Preservation Commission, what then is our next step?
If you want to then submit a revised, it's a.
No, let's say we want to contest the, well, what is the process to say, okay, well.
I mean, if you wanted to appeal it, if for the sake of conversation,
Yes,
right?
just conversation.
Just for the sake of conversation, if this design is denied,
Yes.
you do have the right of appeal. So you would file an appeal, I believe, with the zoning board. So that is your right, or you can come back with a different design. You know, you're not barred from coming back just because of this denial, but it would need to be a different design.
Yeah, I prefer not, well, either we get denied and we then, or we come back next month.
I don't know what more we could, I mean, also worried me just from last time, it was very clear to us that the variance number and mass needed to change. We come back tonight and we hear, no, that's not what we said. I've heard the video, I imagine everybody here has heard, it was very clear. That was the ask.
Yeah.
I'm concerned that if we come back with something else, it's like, again, it's a merry-go-round. It's, you know, change this, we don't like this. You know, we said you could do this, but now just the way it's done, we don't, it's just, I don't see an end if we come back with something else. I don't.
Well, I think it's on the architect to work with Barton when he's changing the plans and pushing it.
Well,
to
we've
the
done for
side.
9 months, going back and forth.
And we've
with
done-
Barton.
Right.
If at this point, I don't know how many iterations we've had, I know how many dollars.
No, I
But-
certainly-
I was gonna say, I don't think we need to argue and make, I don't think that's our.
No, but I'm
No,
just saying,
I just wanna say, I think this is.
No, but
spending a lot of time arguing back and forth.
no,
We're
like
here
I
for
said.
technical
Yeah,
review.
and I said it, but I was,
So-
when you say to Barton, he's the one who guided us into this design.
I know, but we weren't part of those conversations, and it doesn't change what's gonna happen tonight.
No, I know.
I'm just saying that,
No,
like,
no,
but it's gotten very emotional, and I'd like to.
No, like I said, I would just want
I
to,
just don't, this is not about emotions, this is
No.
about us conforming with the
but I,
standards that we, you know, we're not an emotional.
no, I understand it, and I did it, and I want to, but like, also I go, like.
And we understand it's frustrating.
No, but yeah, I just,
but
like, when
we
he
need to
called us,
do
that's
the
why,
process.
I know, but why did,
I don't know.
No, I know, but I think-
But
He just
Right,
didn't-
we need.
sorry, no, I
I have a question for the
apologize, yeah, I
consultant now.
apologize.
So
I
looks like-
apologize, I
Yeah,
didn't.
no worries, no worries. It looks like they're kind of pigeonholed in because of
Sorry.
the location of the property. So from your perspective, what are their options? What could be done so that they could work around positioning of the house on the property to not have issues with setback or massing?
Yeah, I mean, they're in a tough location, that's why it is so difficult for HPC and zoning to kind of meet. From my understanding from the previous meeting, that design was better than this one for what HPC was asking for. I think the trellis and kind of the open pergola area kind of shows a lot of what our concern was, that the building was kind of morphed into one building. If that open space kind of showed that this is the original, this is the newer, and that's why Barton was pro that design. And yeah, I mean, I wish I had a better answer, but they're in a tough spot with the rear yard setback, but just going to the left kind of affects the massing and.
And by the way, and I've looked at it, if I take the mass and I just shove it over 10 feet, would devastate their windows in their breakfast room. I'm already, the breakfast room, the dining room they get. So it's sensitive to the existing house and architecture of the house.
Stained
I think
glass,
there's also concern about that touching the existing home, the home that was the
Yeah.
original.
because it has a stained glass
I mean,
and
that
has
was
this
part of the
sunburst
issue,
that
too,
was in
was-
the museum,
I
but
mean, we had a plan that was actually built on the other side of the home, so you wouldn't see any of it. But that was not approved
I
because
burned
it
it.
touched the existing part of the home, or the original part of the home. You wouldn't have seen any of it from Western Drive, but
You told us no.
Yeah, I mean, after listening to the meeting, from what I gathered, again, he was okay with it, and then at the end, he just said, hey, let's do a Zoom, go over everything one more time, and.
That was not asked. No, I'm just saying.
But I think,
Well, I
I
guess-
think the question is,
Yeah.
well, how would people vote?
Yeah.
Because you'll find out.
And I think we all, on zoning, we would all give our opinion, we don't have that here, we'd all give our opinions on what we would
Thank you,
vote.
thank you.
And they can then decide whether they wanna push for a vote. Or
Well,
go
I
back
think,
and-
like I said, I've been saying, I think you've heard the reaction from the board, so I think you can, I don't.
I don't know that, I know where everyone is.
Well, who's eligible to vote? Not everybody is, right?
Only those who were present at the meeting last time, which I have Zachary Davis, Brad Jenkins, Gary Rose, and Christine Best.
Unless you watched
you've watched
the hear, all of the
And
hearings.
certified that you've watched it, with signed certification and watched it. So is that?
So it's
Is
the
there
board.
enough for,
No, okay.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that?
With
four?
those
Is that
four, yes.
quorum?
Yeah, four is.
Yeah, I mean, we have a quorum and then it's
Okay.
that, they would, in order for approval, they would need the majority of those present and
So that
able
would
to
be
vote.
three,
Right.
four they would need.
But we do need to have, the public chime in if there's anyone who is here that is interested to voice their opinion on this application.
Yes.
Yep. You can come up.
Council William. So my name is Daniel McLean. I'm an attorney at record Danzig. And I'm a resident of Morristown, and I'm here on behalf of my client. I'm here on behalf of Gene and Jennifer Mulvaney, and they reside at 8 Taylor Place, Short Hills, New Jersey. So I'm just going to read a letter from them. This is their letter, not my letter, so it's their words.
Okay, before you start, can you send me, or have you provided a copy of the letter, or can you provide a copy?
Yes, I can provide a copy. I don't think a copy's been provided.
Okay.
I talked to them about it, and they said that it still needs to be read onto the record. That's at least
Yeah.
what Gene told me.
Wait, do you have?
But they're more than happy to provide a copy of this. I have an email form right now. I'll tell them to do so after this.
I'm sorry, but I'm not an attorney, but is that hearsay?
Say, yeah.
He's an
How's that
attorney.
hearsay?
Here's the attorney, so he could read the
He
letter.
can come in and speak on behalf of his client
Fair
because,
enough.
because he's an attorney.
Sorry.
Okay.
Thanks.
So to the Historic Preservation Commission members, we are reiterating our strong objections to the size and scope of the proposed application for 62 Western Drive. The revised project, which is on a number of homes in the historic district, still requires many variances. Our concerns remain that a project meeting this many exceptions indicates to us that it does not align with the goals and mission of why the Historic Preservation Commission exists in the first place. Does the addition maintain a harmonious setting for historically significant property? Does the plan ensure that they fit the character of the historic district? The current revisions to the plan significantly change the western drive facing view of the property. The proposed plan also impacts the view from both Taylor Place and Knollwood Road. The modifications also fail to address the landscaping plan the pool lighting plan, and the soil and erosion mitigation plan. These issues were brought up to us at the prior HPC meeting in April, and we were told they would be addressed. Additionally, the side yard location of the pool and retaining wall are approximately 12 feet from the property line. This location will substantially degrade our privacy and safety while raising the noise and light pollution. Given the homeowner's admission of rainwater issues from 62 Western Drive and several adjacent properties at the April HPC meeting, it is our belief that the retaining wall on the right side of the property will exacerbate the rain and stormwater flow onto our property. The overflow from the pool and the backwash discharge location will most likely end up on our property. These issues are unanswered due to a lack of an engineering plan. For these reasons, we respectfully ask the board to consider the long-term negative impact this application has on our property and the surrounding homes in our historic district neighborhood as a whole. Thank you for listening to our concerns. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If I may, really quickly, because I did bring it and I didn't want to belabor, but since I have it, this is just a photograph that I took of on Taylor Road. Just so you have it, just so I could just address some of the issues. Drainage, that's an engineering issue, usually as a result of a project. Now we get to control the water versus before it went uncontrolled, so there'll be a positive aspect of the drainage if there is any negative things that are happening now, it'll be lessened, certainly on our end. And then it's just a very well screened, obviously I was gonna say this for the variance, but since I have it, if I may, just mark this as an exhibit.
There's also a fence being put up, right?
Fence and trees, but this is, thank you.
Yeah, and
Also
also,
all the same or?
Say it,
yeah.
Okay, sorry, okay.
also
Just to-
just,
just
I'm just
another-
thinking the viewpoint right now too, so for privacy, I'm trying to have we were trying to, obtain with the screening of, the trees and the fencing on the right between our home and theirs is because we have, from our existing home right now, I see directly into theirs. I see right into their kitchen, I see what they, do, I see their, like, all family meals, I see right into their yard. I see when they put, we have kids, I see right when they pull it every day, but I'm trying to do that, so from our bedroom and from the third floor, we don't see it anymore because with the screening and also reading down, because right now, that our viewpoint from the right side of the home is into their home.
I guess the short story, thank you.
Yeah.
The short story is that it's very well
In the light,
screened.
yeah,
The
yeah.
addition's very far away. It couldn't be in a better spot for them. But I appreciate your concern.
This is a summer picture though, right?
No, this is, it's like, I have like, you can go on,
Anyway,
other
but
ones
this
before.
is-
No,
This is
a
not-
driveway,
this is
it's
not- this is
it's
not-
not-
Yes.
So I mean,
Yeah.
just for the
Yes.
record, okay, so first of all, who took the
I
picture, when
did.
was it, okay, when was it taken?
This one was taken,
They were taken on. Week,
it's about a week ago.
I mean,
But yes, but obviously it's evergreen, deciduous trees, but there is a strong sense of privacy, the addition is very far away, where it's planted now.
What is the view from? What is the?
Taylor
view?
Road,
Taylor Road, okay, so I'm for the record, I'm marking this as A14.
yeah, I could, it's fine, whatever the exact, yeah, but.
Thank you for that, response. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to comment on this application? All right, at this point then, we have an application before us and it is up to the board to, recommend, to take a vote. Or if that's,
Do they,
Prefer?
do you wanna vote?
no, I do not, I don't, but I don't know.
Yeah, can we have a second?
you can take a.
Yeah, just a second.
I mean, can we discuss? I'm not voting.
Oh, we're on hold right now?
We can't talk.
Not about this. That's cool. Talk about weekend plans.
But you could listen to.
Yeah.
Right. Right, so you can.
We should just say that, we should say that. We should say like.
I mean, if they ask for a full, you know, and
Well, I don't know, I mean, I don't know where everybody is, but now you guys may lose any 3 or 4. So.
Yeah, that should give you. It doesn't have to.
no, they need a majority of those eligible to vote. You know, context of why they're building.
They do that on the planning board, like, or when you go for variance.
Yeah.
I mean, I tweeted hardship that like I had no problem saying for voting house it's the people law, you know,
Yeah, I mean, for any application, no board, you know, is gonna base their decision fully on why, but it does help give context to why, you know, and the design of being offered.
And hardships matter, like real hardships, like somebody needing a walkway because of ALS, or for the car garage because there's ALS. It's a significant hardship, actually, it's not a, oh, I'm a third car from my sports car. You know, I mean, it's more hardship.
I mean, listen, you know, the emphasis part can be a hardship.
Well, for some people.
We are. If I ever get a fancy car like that, if, you know, I wanna have it housed well.
Yeah, it's my. I need a. Yeah, and if somebody to
Oh,
I see
Jesus.
the variance for the 2-car garage, you know, on the right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I couldn't ever put a car garage in my house. Really, under my house. 17 years old.
I'll be surprised if I'm allowed, I have a single car garage that was built in 1949, so it's very, very small. Yeah. Can't fit my car in. So even when I don't have a Civic, couldn't fit my car, in, but I would love to put a 2-car garage. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna put me over impervious, and I live in Piscataway, and getting variances there
That's really
is
hard.
very difficult to get, very difficult to get variances, so.
Okay, so it's more, it's because it's below line, there's more blood.
Yeah.
Not like the one. First. Pretty tight. Right, everything. No.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably fit my car in my garage, but I don't know if I could get out of the car without having to crawl through the half back.
No, for me, I had
Yeah, and I'm not that careful with the driver, there's no way. And I have a shared driveway with my neighbor, so, and the way I have to park, I'm at an angle, and every morning I'm so worried I'm gonna just right into their car. Like, you have to go really slowly just because of how weird the angles are. Yeah. I'm excited.
I'm not trying to.
That's, one of the few shared driveways. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're back.
Yep, we can resume, Sarah Oliver.
It's,
Okay.
I was, with Brad.
Hey,
Yeah,
okay.
See, we're good. So we spoke it over. I think that at this point, we just don't see how coming back with something else that's gonna, Keith Barton is actually gonna solve the issue, because if he's okay with the other one, we're not, the variances are too much. And we tried to solve that, and that's what we have here today. So I mean, this is our plan. You know, I think that where we stand right now is we want to just vote on it.
I wasn't at the last meeting.
Okay, so we'll then take a vote to approve the application as it has been submitted to the board. Do I have a motion to approve?
Who can vote?
Well, we need a motion. Yeah,
Well, we have to know who could
Yeah, we have
vote.
to-
yeah.
Zachary
Gary.
Davis, Brad Jenkins, Gary Rosen, Christine Best.
Yeah, the only way that somebody could vote tonight is if they can sign a certification that they watched the last hearing. Or every hearing that has happened, not the conceptual, but any actual hearing on the pending application. I believe it was just April.
Yes,
Yeah, so,
it was conceptual prior to that.
so if you haven't watched it tonight, then, you know, you wouldn't be able to vote tonight.
Right, so I have a motion to approve this application.
So moved.
Second?
You mean to approve it or
To vote.
Just
to vote, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I was like, I was,
Motion to vote on.
yes, second.
All right, thank you. So take a roll call of those who can vote.
Zachary Davis,
No.
Brad Jenkins,
No.
Gary Rosen,
Yes.
Christine Best.
No.
All right, well, I'm sorry to say that the application has not been approved. As our attorney outlined, that you do have a course of action if you want to follow that, or you can come back with a revised application and renew. Sorry about that.
So if they, it will have to be a new application. This is the file, so they have to come back with a different design and. You could vote as long as you have watched every video or, you know, if you're not a good person, no, I mean, for the new, for a new application, yeah. Yeah, now if they file an appeal, if they appeal this decision and the appeal is successful, that, you know, depends on what.
All right, moving on to our next whole business application is application number 578. This is 12 Chestnut Place, block 2104, lot 5. This is a non-contributing property in the Short Hills Park Historic District. Yeving Pan and we are the applicants, and these are revisions to previously approved regulatory application for the second floor and rear house addition, another associated exterior site. We have the architect.
Sorry, I was not pulling some papers. I didn't-
Matt, you're still under oath?
Yes.
Hello, sir. If you could state your name and relationship to the application for the record, please.
My name is Timothy Plessy, from Plessy Forbes Architects, and the architect that helped us. And I'm the only one presenting this evening. Because I was gonna try to make this fail, if that's possible. Okay, so could I just begin? or
Yeah,
do
so
I
you're
swear in?
explaining some.
Oh, yeah.
changes,
let me
yeah.
just swear. All right, so do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to provide this evening will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
So we came in with this case, maybe, I guess it was 2 years ago, but you guys just approved the extension. And I think the actual, I think we actually did here in June. And I sent you a letter that's dated May 5th that kind of outlines everything. I worked with Matt to, I'm gonna say get this letter perfect, because that's what Matt wanted me to do. So it's on our letterhead. And it's dated May 5th. I don't know if everybody has it.
I got it.
Okay, good. But what it does is it, Matt wanted me to walk through exactly what we changed. And that's what I tried to do. And the only problem I have with this is, I have a board that has the existing or the previously approved, and you guys have all this also.
Need you to turn it so that it can be seen by the commission member on.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
So, I have a set of what was the approved application in 6624. You guys have it also. And then I have another set that is what we're calling the amended application. And what I did on it, on this set is I just circled what the list of the items are on my cover letter. So I'd like to just kind of run through it sort of quickly. Or I guess I should start this off by saying that what we wanted to change is we designed this building, really. Robert and I here, Robert's coming up next to see us. But we designed it with I'm on my HPC 2H.
I'm sorry, can you just stay on the other side? I can't be seen on the
Oh,
left. Thank you.
This is, I don't know, I never worked on this side before. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off. But we, this is my amended application. And we had steps in this area right there, because we left the existing first floor of the existing house at the floor elevation that it was. And then when we came to our addition in the rear, we actually stepped down 3 steps inside the building. Okay? And the owner, who is here, when they really thought about it, they just didn't want it. And it didn't make sense to them because why do I kind of have a split level house, where it's like sort of a front to back split a little bit, and the whole thing didn't make sense. So what they asked us to come back and modify, and we went through a whole series of modifications to try to pull this off. And we finally decided that the smartest way to do it was to lower the floor in the existing front building. So that's what we did. And when I first proposed it to Barton, he was like, oh my God, that's crazy. But I would venture to say, and I wish Barton was with us, that Barton came around to understand that it makes sense. And I think that's what he says in his analysis. And Matt, I think, would have some input on this. But what it allows us to do is to get a first floor that's flat in the building. And that is really, with that concept in mind, I'm just gonna start from the beginning and go, and I'm just gonna use the amended plans. But if you have real questions, I'll come back and pick up the previously approved.
All right, and when you say amended, you mean the most recently submitted
Yeah,
dated 5/14? I'm sorry, the cover page says 4/23.
cover page says 423. Yeah, it looks like everything's 423.
Okay.
So on my new plans and the existing survey, the proposed survey, it's actually really the same survey. We really haven't changed anything. Because this is all just small cosmetic changes to the building. Inside on the, I'm gonna work off of my letter now. At the bottom of the first page in the letter, I say that we have lowered the floor of the original building by 1'10". And that was to eliminate those stairs that I indicated with this little circle and the blue felt tip. What that did is that eliminated these 3 risers at the front of the house. And you can see there how I dotted them out, but I forgot to circle them.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But that's what really happened here. We lowered the floor of this building to match the floor of the balance of the building. Now, I'm just gonna blow through these quickly. If I go to the second floor, we actually didn't make any changes at all. The second floor is exactly, in terms of internal plan, exactly the same as it was before. I'm gonna just skip the attic area because there's no changes there either. And I'm gonna go to my HPC 5A. This is where you would see the real changes of what happened to this plan. And we have lowered the first floor of the primary building. That is actually, even this is part of the primary build of the original building. So we lowered it, so if you look at this window in what's the foyer, you can see the old sill, and I dropped the new sill down about 1 foot 3 inches. I think we probably said. Oh, I didn't give you a height, but I think it dropped about 1 foot 3, 1 foot 3, 1 foot 3. So we elongated the windows because we actually just dropped the floor. That also meant that I eliminated the steps at the front of the house. That was what initially Barton had the issue with. He didn't want me to eliminate the steps, and I'll just get more into that in a second. Then if I move to the side elevation, or you can see on my left side that we've lowered these 2 windows, but this is a view that's not really visible from the street, just so everyone knows. And we lowered these 2 windows. On my rear elevation, we didn't say, I didn't write it in the letter because I didn't notice it, but we actually moved this window sort of towards me about 2 feet. Just because we thought it looked better on the facade, it was pushed way up into the corner. But this is really the rear elevation, so I would say not visible. Let me see if I got anything else. That's it for that. If I go back to I'm on the original approved scheme, kind of see what I'm saying. There's those steps, right? Now, this is the 6/6/24 approved. Right, no changes right on the second floor. No changes on the third floor. But you can see that the sill is higher in this case. These sills are higher, there's more front steps. No change on that elevation. And this window was pushed over on the left side and we pulled it this way. And I changed those windows on the dining room side. I elongated them. Because when we lowered the floor, they would have been up about almost 4 feet. This was, ridiculous. So with all that in mind, and I think really the way I guess I want to say, since Barton's not here, that I swayed his opinion, but I don't know if that's actually true, but the landscape plan is the same as before, but we did a little inventory as I went around sort of the historic district, I'm gonna say. And well, this house, which actually I used to live in, is about 2 steps off the grade, which is about where we are. This one at 78 Knollwood is 3 steps. Like, it's not really, Barton was concerned initially that the house should be out of the ground by about 3 feet, but it's really not true in the district. I mean, even if you look at 21 Chestnut, which I know is right on the corner there, it's a pretty house, right? It's literally 1 step up. This doesn't really, I think, seem to be an issue. And there's 45 Northern, here's 44 Northern, there's 41. There's 31 Northern, 17 Northern, 17 East.
Tim,
Yeah.
is this in the is this in the packet? These pictures of the other homes?
No, this is an exhibit.
Can I just-
Oh, okay.
just go
Yeah, come on up.
because I'm already-
The 17 Northern is the one that actually created the historic, well, I shouldn't say created, but forced the historic district to occur, actually, back in, 1980 or whenever it was.
So I'm sorry, how many pages is this exhibit?
I'm sorry, I screwed up. This exhibit is really 1 page. Well, I guess I have 3 pages of exhibit that I should call A1, I guess, would that be right?
Yeah. And I'll need to submit a copy, after tonight.
Okay, I'll just scan it to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway, so I wasn't even trying hard to do this, just so you know. This was just driving around one afternoon. I didn't even get out of the car to do this. this was, I think it kind of makes sense. My owner is also concerned about the safety issues related to the extra steps, and she's at a point where they don't even really use the front door. They just come in the side door because it's lower. And this is, there's snow here in both of these cases. If I come to my rendering, you can see what's happened. This was the rendering that was approved. And this is the amended rendering that we're submitting tonight. You guys have these in your.
That's in our,
And you can see more steps here and less there. The portico is changed, but that was a conflict that was on our drawings. The actual portico that was approved was a gable front portico. The rendering had a flat roof. It was just a mistake at the time 2 years ago. It wasn't like we changed the portico.
is the prior image in here, because I don't see the,
This one,
in our packet.
I didn't give it to you?
I was just like.
Yeah, I'm just
I didn't give you
sorry.
both of them?
Christine, it's in my memo.
I
Oh, it's
tried
in your
to.
memo, okay, that's, I'm
Oh, that
sorry.
may be
I
better.
apologize.
Yeah, I'm pulling Bart's memo. Maybe it's your memo now.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
Maybe that's why I'm getting a better report.
Okay.
But anyway, that's all we're really changing. All the other materials are the same. I think that, my owner kind of does make a good point that this could be a safety issue that to eliminate the steps, and definitely the steps inside the building are a little bit awkward. It was, and the owner thought it was worth it to come back and seek approval for this. That's really my entire presentation. I don't know if you have anything
Well,
you want
thanks,
to add.
thanks, Tim. I'm gonna then go to Matt and get his perspective on this. Or else like.
Yeah, we didn't see anything, absolutely, earth shattering, in the change. We believe that it made sense. It does kind of mess with the massing a little bit in the front, but not to an extreme degree, especially after all those photos. It's not abnormal for the houses to be on grade. Yeah, I think we would recommend to accept this application.
Thank you, Matt. Any board members have questions for Tim? Bring up to everyone.
I have a question, well, I mean, I just have.
Yeah.
I mean, so why, I mean, you might have said this already, I apologize, why did you go with the people, portico versus the flat? Just, I mean, cause I don't know, personally, I think that it looks proportional.
Well, we just thought the
Correct.
gable looked better. Yeah, I think
yeah.
that.
It's gabled in the original plans.
It was on the
Oh,
original
was
plan.
gable,
It was a gable.
Okay.
It's just that the rendering was.
I got it, okay.
And I remember actually talking about it at the hearing,
Yeah,
because I have a
I
little
just
bit of a
prefer- I
recall still,
prefer
it was,
the
even though it was
flat
about 2
roof.
years ago. We're almost to the day 2 years.
I think the windows look better longer, to be
yeah,
honest.
Oh, thanks.
yeah, no, it looks better.
I think that it makes sense.
Anyone else have comments? Anyone from the public like to comment on this application before us? All right, then,
Motion to approve?
yeah, I think we'll just, thank you. Let's take a vote on this amended application.
Zachary Davis.
Yeah.
Robert Frankel.
Yes.
Brad Jenkins.
Yes.
Gary Rosen.
Yes.
Salem.
Yes.
Elizabeth Winda.
Yeah.
Christine Best.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks.
All right.
Congratulations.
We need to get out.
Yes.
We're gonna take a pause again.
So, we'll take a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
All right.
The We're back.
Everyone, we've changed the guard here, from old business to new business. So let's get started because it's already been a late night. So, right? So let's start, application number 607, 6 Stewart Road, block number 2201, lot number 8, non-contributing property in the Short Hills Park District. This is a regulatory application to construct house additions, a pool, and other associated exterior improvements, et cetera. If we can have the applicant, of course, and any professional to be sworn in, please. Catherine?
Okay, so, I'll swear you in all at the same time, but individually, I need you to state your names for the records, spell your last name, and state your relationship to the application.
I'm Anthony Sicoli, spelled Sicoli. I'm the homeowner.
I'm Nina Sicoli, Sicoli. I'm the homeowner.
And Robert Forbes, Forbes, I'm the architect.
Okay, and do you all swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to provide this evening will be the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I did.
Great, I would like to just meet with the attorney for a minute because you guys are pretty close to my property. Just make sure, I did not receive a notice, but I just want to make sure.
Double check that you're not on that.
This has been one of those.
How far are you from?
Yeah, no, I am, yes, 20.
You're off, buddy.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you're outside of the 200-foot zone, but if you're more comfortable,
Well, maybe we should ask them. I live on Western Drive. If you feel uncomfortable with me being here or heading this and voting, let me know. We're gonna leave it up to you. Okay.
yeah, and you can decide this application without any prejudice, you know, as far as.
Absolutely.
Good.
Great. So I'd like to start, just Matt, if you could give us your comments, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, so this is a non-contributing structure within the Short Hills Park Historic District. And so it was constructed in 1968. It is not on, no architect has known the house was not recognized in the 1979 Short Hills Historic District Nomination Report, or in the 1987 Historic Preservation Ordinance lists the property as non-designated structure within the district. Although the carriage house located on the property does date to the period of significance of the Short Hills Park Historic District. I don't want to.
No, that's okay. Perfect. And the reason I did that, this application at one point came in front of us at some point?
It was for a different.
Okay,
Okay. A different architect.
Got it.
Totally
So-
different project.
I do remember that. So that's why I wanted him just to give a quick history of the house. So please proceed.
Okay, great. So, good evening and thank you everyone, for your time and consideration this evening. I know it's been a long night already. My name is Tony Sicoli, as I said earlier. I'm here with my wife, Lena. Lena and I, in August, will be married 30 years. We both grew up nearby in Union, New Jersey. And, like many people who grew up in the area, we used to drive through Short Hills and admire its beautiful homes, tree-lined streets, and unique character. And at that time, when we were first married, we could only dream of one day living here. 20 years ago, we were fortunate enough to make that dream a reality when we moved to Short Hills and began raising our family here. We had 3 children, all who came and grew up through the well-regarded Milburn Public School System.
Our oldest, Noelle, is 23. She graduated from UMass Amherst and works for Urban Outfitters in Philadelphia as a buyer. Our second child is a daughter, Sarah. She's 20. She currently attends Loyola Marymount University, studying in Los Angeles and majoring in marketing. And our youngest, PJ, is 17, almost 18, and he'll be graduating Milburn High School this year. So like in a week. And he'll be attending Villanova University in the fall. He actually was a big, his favorite thing was to play sports, and he was Milburn football's varsity starting quarterback here for 2 years. So we're very ingrained in the community and with the school. You know, for many years, we lived first in the Deerfield section of Short Hills and on Deer Path. And we built a home there about 10 years ago, 9-10 years ago, and raised our family there. So we were in the original property, built a home, lived in the new home on that property for a total of 15, 16 years. Throughout that time, we always admired the homes and the history of Old Short Hills District. We felt it represented a special part of the township's heritage and character. And I remember when I was a child, my parents saying, that's Old Short Hills. That's a beautiful place. So about 4 years ago, we had the opportunity to purchase a property on 6 Stewart Road. We immediately fell in love with it. It's beautiful landscaping and extraordinary neighborhood. We truly love living there and feel blessed. We really do. One challenge, however, is that the existing main house is a 1980s. It's inconclusive. It's 68 or 80. Contemporary. It's a contemporary structure, almost like the Brady Bunch house, that feels very out of place within the historic district. In addition, our home is showing significant wear and is really in need of major repair. It has deteriorating shingles, decking, an aging roof, the plumbing and electrical system needs to be upgraded. There's a variety of other maintenance concerns that we need to address to ensure the long-term viability of the property. At the same time, the property includes a wonderful historic cottage, which we just absolutely love, and we deeply value it and are committed to preserving it. Our goal with this project has never been to diminish the character of the district at all, but rather to enhance our property and our main structure in a way that better reflects and complements the historic surroundings that attracted us here in the first place. We see this as an opportunity not only to modernize and repair the home, but also to make it a better architectural neighbor within this historic community. We've been fortunate to work with a truly exceptional local architect, the best, Rob Forbes. Rob has helped us thoughtfully transform and reimagine both the interior and exterior of the home, creating a design that we believe is much more consistent with the architectural character of the neighborhood while respecting the property's history and preserving the historic cottage. We hope the project will allow us, our children, and future generations of family and friends to enjoy this special property for many years to come. Thanks again for your time, your service to our community, and your consideration of our application. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Rob to walk you through the proposal.
Thanks, Tony. All right, thanks, everybody. I'm gonna start off just kind of walking you a little bit through the plans that were submitted. Just to touch briefly on the previous proposal that I believe you saw, that Allison, you were mentioning. The previous proposal was to demolish the existing residence, preserve the cottage, but build a new contemporary in its place. What we're doing here is we're preserving the historic cottage, but the intent and what we're doing is to kind of reskin this building and replan this building, but preserve its footprint with very small additions. To be, like they said, a better architectural neighbor or more contextual with the cottage, but still differentiating itself from the cottage. The cottage, the guest house was originally part of what is 121 Island Avenue, which is a Tudor revival home. So the cottage has a Tudor revival style. I'm gonna say, what appears to be an 80s suburban contemporary. I see stuff, something about 1981, and I also see something about 1968. I'm not sure when it was. Has very bold geometric forms that creates this very artist kind of architectural juxtaposition between the two styles, which is, you feel it as you kind of enter the site. And that's kind of what they've always kind of wanted me to remove and blend the site a little bit better. It's kind of a fun project, because it's kind of a different kind of request that you don't get asked too often. So I'm just gonna kind of walk you through what's the historic part of the site. This is sheet E1 that you have in your packet. This is the historic cottage. It's a 2-car garage on the bottom level. There's some storage spaces. And then you walk up a deck to an upper level that really has kind of a recreation, an open vaulted space. It's very nice inside. As we get into our proposal, the only thing we're really doing there is just a couple windows that we want to replace in the store. Which I'll get into as we get into the proposed plans. Next.
The plans that you're gonna go through, these were the same as what was previously submitted?
Yes, this is all the same that was previously seen. I just kind of want to stick with the cottage for a second. It was doing 4 plans in that elevation. Here are the elevations of the historic cottage on 2.7, which you have in your packet. You can see the garage. You can kind of see the steep kind of Tudor revival gables that are on the facade. It has a cedar shaped roof. It has stucco finishes on it. All that's being maintained. Nothing is changing with any of that. Here are the other facades. Just wanted to kind of get that on the record. That's nothing's really being done to that other than a couple windows, which I'll get into. Then I'm going to just walk through quickly the existing floor plans of the existing 1980s contemporary. It is a split level. As I get up onto the first floor, I'll show you some of that. In the basement, you can see the start of how it has a split. One side has slab on grade, the other side is a small basement, not a lot of space down. That's part of the way the topography on the site was. It was easy for them to get a basement on the one side, not as easy on the other side. As we come up to the first floor, you can see you enter the front door, really not from Stewart, or it's at a point in the road where Stewart and Western kind of split. And then there's a little flag lot and a driveway that you come down and enter. So the front door is hard to see from the street. The whole house, the whole site is very landscaped and sure it's very hard to see. You come in on this kind of higher level, which is almost a more utility level where the kitchen, laundry are. And then you can step down kind of to this space that they love, that's bright and airy with the southern sun coming in, where they really always want to be hanging out. But there's this kind of separation because it's on different levels and it's very divided. So that's one of the program changes you'll see as we get to the proposed. Up here, again, it's splitting again, and you have there's 4 bedrooms, the primary suite's on the one side with a bedroom, and then there's 2 bedrooms on the other side. As I get to the existing elevations, you start to see those bold geometric forms, right? You can see how where normally you have a gutter line at that second floor level, right? The vertical wall extends about 27, 28 feet. You see a lot of glass, right? These kind of cantilevered balconies. I don't know if you got to visit the site, but I'm sure you noticed it's all vertical cedar siding, a lot of rubber roofing. Here's the southern side that kind of faces Stewart and Western. You can see all the glass sliding doors. There's a balcony here, a lot of glass. Right, but all these geometric forms. Given to just the carriage house elevation, we already went through. All right, so now I'm gonna get into what we're planning to do here. But right from the start, I had two challenges. One, to figure how I could drop some of these geometric forms, bring these roof lines down, introduce kind of more traditional or contextual massing, hip roofs or gable roofs into the facade, and also scale down that vertical facade. So we started off by kind of wanting to wrap a one-story building along this front, or one-story roof along this front corner, which would help to mass that building down from the kind of front yard or street side. And then we started to figure out how we could replan this to try to bring the kitchen level down onto this lower level where you really want to be in, where this is really the yard of the house, even though it's the front yard, essentially. Right? There's a flag lot back here, right? This is where you enter. It's almost like a side yard for the house, but there's no rear yard. It's a very kind of irregularly shaped lot. So what we've done is we've pulled the front door out a little bit to give it a little bit more distinguish itself. Added a small front portico that's about 90 square feet. We come in, we replan this upper level. We then wrap some one-story space that's like a little prep kitchen, pantry, mudroom, doubles as a little bit of a pool bathroom for the pool that we're installing. And this is kind of like an outdoor covered space here. This really helps me as we get to the elevations to bring a low roof line to break that wall. We get to the second floor, really externally, not doing all that much, other than some window changes and replanning the interior. Really just playing with ceiling heights to kind of change the roof lines. As we get to this, what I'm going to say is the front elevation, which is where you see the front door. I've left on this HPC floor, you can see the old dotted lines of the old 27, 28 foot vertical wall that we're cutting down. We're introducing these hipped roofs. We have kind of a 3-bay design that I feel like is very comparable to a lot of houses in the neighborhood. You can see this one-story roof coming along and wrapping. We have kind of these tall, narrow windows, basement windows. We're using stucco on the facade, which will help us blend with the guest house. But we use the hip roof so that the hip roof falls down and doesn't compete with kind of the steep triangular roof of the Tudor Revival guest house. As you turn towards the historic roadside, here's where we still have all those glass that we kind of previously had. We're just kind of changing them. We have that one-story roof. Again, you can see how we've changed really the roof lines. We feel like this proposal is a lot less kind of traumatic to the site than tearing it down. It allows us to really preserve a lot of the landscaping and really just supplement the landscaping as we get to when we get to the landscaping. Here's the other facades. This is the proposal for the guest house. These are the only changes we're making. We're not doing anything to the lower level. Really, we're just changing we're putting new windows, wood, Pella windows that are in the proposal with the 7/8 divided lights, ultimate, into these kind of the existing finished space. They're getting a little bit of disrepair. They can really use to be. Really, the only thing we are doing to the storage structure. Let's pull up our rendering real quick. So you can kind of see the rendering. You can see this is from the store roadside where you can see the pool, which is all heavily landscaped. You can't really see it from store road. Everything's very mature landscaping. That's the new facade. Those are the glass. That's the detached garage in the background. Although when you're actually here, I had them not show some of the landscaping that's here because I wanted you to be able to see the two buildings. It would actually, the garage is really unvisible from this view. This is the view as you come up the private easement of the flag lot, how they access their driveway. This is really the view of the new street. If you have all these, with no exhibits here. This is the plant list that the landscape is. The supplement with the landscape plan, which again, you can see all the existing kind of mature landscaping. Tony and Leah have been all over the landscape architect, the inventory, and saved everything that they possibly can. They spend a lot of time gardening out there. They love the landscape, it's part of why they bought the site. So everything here we are preserving, and we are just kind of supplementing with new planting of those needed. And then we wouldn't normally do a full set of engineering come to the historic board, but because of the complexities of the lot and the fact that I knew I was gonna have some variances that would be triggered. We went ahead and got some engineering work done to make sure that that was good work. There are some variances, I think if you walk through the variances, I walk through them, because that's important. Like,
Because what's accounting for the variances? Or,
Pool is one of them, yes.
yeah.
So the variances are, there's a front yard setback variance. For, if you do the average setback in that area, the lot to the right of us is really facing a different direction. But their front yard is 182 feet from Stewart. Then we have the flag lot to the left of us, which is 147 feet. And our house exists at 52 feet, so we end up with a very bad average front yard setback because of these two houses that are next to us. The pool will have a front yard setback if the pool is in technically the front yard, even though the way that the site's established, it really doesn't feel like the front yard for the way the house is designed. And it's very shrub, it's very private. The other ones, we do have a small building coverage variance. Existing, we're at 11.1%. We're allowed 13%. We're gonna end up at 14.2%. It is really for those porches to help to kind of pull the building scale down. And that 1,000 square foot guest cottage does also count towards all of that. So we are a conforming lot from lot size. That's 29,000 square feet. We're at existing 30,000, so we're just at a conforming lot size, but we have a couple things that are kind of not in our favor there, that we're trying to balance. Then we have this, the accessory use of the pool I talked about. And then we have this rear yard unoccupied, which I had to have the engineer explain to me about 3 or 4 times. I'm still a little confused about it. But basically existing, because of the way this site is, it has to be 25%, the rear yard has to be 25% of the lot. The rear yard of this site is gonna be right, the line runs right through this and actually clips through part of the guest house. So existing today, we're supposed to have 7,506 square feet of rear yard unoccupied. It exists today at 5,406. We're increasing it to 5,754. So we're making it better, but it's still a variance. So those are our variances that we have.
I do have a question. Will you repeat where is the front yard setback? Is it the existing carriage house that put you in that, or is it?
No, I think
the
it's,
house?
yeah.
That's the porch, right?
No, I don't, because this is really a side yard, because this is a private easement. But the front yard is really here, so it's the existing house. The existing house.
Okay,
And we are pulling forward with the porches.
thank you.
And that's really the gist of our proposal. To everything, I think it's a very exciting project, one that really, I think, lets us preserve that site as much as we can and really again, create a better architectural neighbor for the district. Hope you guys feel the same way, and I guess I'd be your thoughts.
Matt, now do you want to finish your report?
Yeah.
Okay.
So whether it be in 1968 or 1981, we were, just pretty thrilled that you were taking the time and the effort instead of just bulldozing and trying to do something tasteful and to match the carriage house to boot. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was well done, and we would probably recommend we approve this application.
Thank you. So now I'm gonna open it up for comments, questions from the board. So please feel free.
The only question I had is that I can't, because just on Google Maps, I can't see into the yard space to get a sense of the property, and there's no images of that, and also just to see like an actual image of the existing house and how, but as you described it, contemporary it is, and also, I
There
didn't
should be
see that, I'm
some
sorry.
images in the
Oh,
application.
it's,
Yeah.
it's, you know what, I saw the cluster thing, and I was like, okay, thank you. So I apologize, so, okay. Okay,
I have it in color here.
Yeah.
But
wow, that's incredible. You have a color? No, it's okay, that's all, I needed to see that,
if
it's
you'd like to see the color, you guys
incredibly,
can-
oh, no, thank you, sorry, I apologize, I'm a little.
A1?
Overtired. And then the existing cottages in
It's,
here as well,
I'm gonna mark A1 as 3 pages of photograph.
yeah.
Okay, and if you could just provide them after the, I know we have them in black and white, but just so we have them in color as well.
Over here,
Digitally, right? You mean?
Yeah,
You guys can pass it around.
and did you have the existing tutor?
The neighbor,
No, the tutor, the little cottage.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
first tour of the
Rest of
cottage,
the color?
and
Sorry.
then the rest of them are of
I just want. This is helpful for me.
80s suburban contemporary.
Okay.
At least that's where
Alright.
I'm at.
Okay. Yep, now I understand. Does anybody else? Yeah, that's helpful, thank you. I just couldn't get it.
I have it, Brad. Brad, go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a couple comments and one question. First, the windows on the main house, and you have the 6/6 on the carriage house, which is existing. Is there a reason why you didn't carry over those windows for like a uniformity perspective onto the main house?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit like we want to make sure we are still distinguishing this renovation and this new building essentially from, even though it's not new, from the original carriage house. So it's, we wanted to kind of open up some of the glass patterns. And the glass patterns that is there that we're proposing, you can see throughout the district too. It just doesn't match this kind of perfect Tudor revival that's right next to us. So I think it's kind of nice that there's still a little bit of a difference where like this building, if you look at the way it's sited, if you can see it in it's like this building is sitting between the original big house and the carriage house of that large 1.1. Right? So I think it's nice that it doesn't all blend perfectly. I think it should still have some distinguishing character to it. But that was the reasoning behind it. That's also why we did the hip roofs and not the gable roofs, right? Or other, I felt it would have been a little bit too repetitive of a design.
Okay, no, that makes sense. My only other comment is the dormer on the 3rd floor, that's just an attic, right? There's not a floor up there.
There's no floor up there now.
Is there a reason why you went with the rounded roof? I know, I guess from my perspective, it just kind of looks a little out of place a little bit with the rest of the harder angles on the roof.
We played with a lot of different dormers up there.
Fair point.
we did have some that I think had more angles, like you're saying. I think we'd be opening to relooking at that.
Totally, and we even had it without it, one version, so, without it.
Well, I respect, I mean, otherwise, I really like the design. I think it's a definite improvement over the very contemporary existing house, and it really kind of fits with the carriage house, so otherwise, good job. So, thank you.
Anyone else?
Just a couple of comments on Barton's report. It talks about wood material being donated and for composite for fiber cement siding and hardy plank. It's smooth, right?
Yeah, so I don't think we have any fiber cement siding proposed. We're all stucco. And then I had noted on the elevations to use oral, which I thought we were allowed to use. That's not wood, it's made of cement, but it looks like wood. It's smooth. It doesn't have texture to it. From discussion with Barton, I believe it's okay.
Yeah, that comment was in regards to the boral, but. Yeah.
I just had a couple questions. Certainly, the pool, I understand that's your biggest piece of your yard, so I appreciate what you're doing. The pool though will need events, of course, and how does that look, and are you putting it directly around the pool or in the landscaping? Or did I miss that?
No, well, it's on the, remind me again, the existing fencing that's in the landscape. What is it? What is it again? What's it?
Deer fence?
Yeah.
No, I walk by there, so I,
Deer fence, but the deer still get through.
yes, yeah,
There's two there now.
So
okay.
the engineer does
New
show,
fencing, yeah.
the engineer shows on his plan, the fence running through the land, it's supposed to run through the landscaping, so it's totally unseen.
But completely through, so even on the front of the house, that's through landscaping, so there's no entrance.
The entrance would be from the driveway.
Yeah.
So you go here, it would run down through the landscaping edge, unseen, and come up and turns in right here in front of where we're proposing the pool equipment to go.
Okay, so there is existing now, but then you're just going to use the same and follow it around from the landscaping, or is it already there?
I mean, it's already there, but I think we have to turn it, right?
We have to
into
turn it,
the,
yes.
into the house, to the
We'd like
house.
to,
So
we'd
we
like
have to make
keep what's
a,
existing and continue.
so it turns into the house, it's on the side though, right? The
Yes.
part where the equipment's gonna go,
Yeah, right here.
but yeah, we're gonna run it through the existing area.
And a zoning question, and that might be something we need to ask Gary, is the deer fence now acceptable as a pool fencing? Do you know?
I'm not sure that,
Cause I know there were some new changes, but you might
If
just
it
make
doesn't
sure
meet it,
you're
we'd
aware.
have to.
Oh, if it is, then we can use some of that, maybe, or we
Okay.
put some new stuff.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. Also just one suggestion, certainly, you have guest house here, which really it is a kind of a rec house or you get recreation. That word throws a lot of people off and no one's allowed to have, I think, a guest house. Or that unless that's changed, is that in a carriage house or above a garage, is that still, they still are? And certainly if it were grandfathered, so, but you might wanna look into that because, I know that.
Like reframing it or renaming it or?
Maybe, cause you're not using it as guest, right? It looks like a rec room, not with a bed and.
People don't live there, we
And a
just,
kitchen and all that, okay, yeah. But just a suggestion, because I ran into it myself, so.
I should use carriage house, that's.
We call it carriage
that's-
yeah.
Okay, any more questions? We went through Barton's suggestions and we're okay. Okay, perfect. Any more questions or comments? I'd like to make a comment. It's certainly, like Brad said, and everyone else, you've done an incredible job here with this house. Very excited that you actually didn't tear it down and disturb all of that beautiful landscaping.
I think you may have a challenge ahead of you with the pool, because unfortunately, the way that house is sitting, it is kind of in your front yard versus a shared driveway. But certainly that's something that, you know, maybe we explain to someone kind of this, I don't want to call it a hardship, but that is the only place you go to put a pool. So we appreciate that, great idea, and love it on that side of the house where it's utilizing the sun, unlike my own pool, which we're in the shade. Okay, so any other questions? I think at this point yeah? Oh, yes. Is there anyone in the public that would like to comment or have any questions? Great, hearing none. Do I hear a motion to approve with the changes that were mentioned? Should we go through those briefly or?
Yeah, and just confirm,
Okay.
yeah, confirm the fencing as well.
Yes, fencing, what else I think there was something else, wasn't it? Oh, the plans, right? Let me look at Barton's stuff. Do you agree to the specified material, right? Okay, and what is the name of that one? again?
Portal.
The architectural construction documents, we could just get a copy to us of those. Oh, we didn't ask about paint color. Have you guys decided?
The renderings are pretty close representation of where we're headed, right?
She
As
was.
far, yeah,
As far as paint
the
color.
windows, not, the windows do not, can you tell? I don't know.
Well, the windows are sage, like a sage
sage
color,
color.
right?
Oh.
Which is what we're
They're
trying.
not black.
They're not black.
Yeah,
We're
and
trying to
they're,
do
they
like
look,
a
they
sage
appear,
color.
that's nice, actually, that you did
You can
that.
see a little,
sort
the
of
sage
like
color's
this.
trying to read it, so. But that, the idea is like, it's kind of like an off-white kind of
Yes.
cream stucco. And then, like a sage.
Mm.
Green.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so can we document that at this point? Off-white kind of cream?
Yes,
with
yes,
sage
sure.
color?
Yeah.
So that. Clear.
Yep, that's it, yep. That's what the cottage is gonna be painted to match, yep.
And I think that's it. Is there anything? No. Perfect. So do I hear a motion to approve with the request of the board and our professional? So moved? Okay, you're very quiet. She's asleep over there. Okay.
I do have to move that.
Okay, second. Okay. Sarah, please.
Allison Canfield,
Yes.
Zachary Davis.
Yes.
Robert Frankel,
Yes.
Brett Jenkins,
Yes.
Gary Rosen,
Yes.
Justin Salem,
Yes.
Elizabeth Wanga.
Congratulations.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
What?
7 votes.
Oh, you don't need to.
No, but it's-
Okay.
So Elizabeth is leaving, then
Oh,
yes.
Yes, thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Have a good night.
Yeah, we're very excited.
Yes,
Wait.
we're thrilled.
Congratulations, so, you're really pretty house.
Okay, let's move to application. Let's move to application number 642, 165 Hobart Avenue, block number 2111. Lot number 3, the non-contributing property in Children's Park District. This is a regulatory application to construct an addition over the existing split level home and other associated exterior site improvements. If we can have the applicants, and I think Tim, is it this morning on the beach?
Yeah.
Application. And your professional sworn in. Hi, Tim. Catherine's gonna swear you in. Give her 1 minute.
Grab a piece
Shuffle
of paper.
papers around.
Okay, if you could state your names for the record, spell your last name, and then I'll swear you both in at the same time.
Ravi Vijay, last name is Vijay.
And,
Timothy Klesse.
and Mr. Klesse, you're the architect, and are you the
I'm the
homeowner?
owner, yes.
Okay, and do you both swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to provide this evening is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay. Please proceed.
Alright, my name is Rati Vijay and I'm the owner of 165 Hobart. Sorry, my husband had to leave with me for the kids today. It's still a school day. So we have been here, we moved during the COVID time, so we've been here for almost 5 and odd years now. And we love the neighborhood. And it's not, we bought it initially because my husband still had to go into the city and the proximity to the train station is fantastic. But we have had so much of the neighbors and everybody, we just love the neighborhood a lot and we would like to continue to live there. I have my son, my younger one just started in kindergarten in Glenwood, so we have a long way to go. We wanted to make some new additions to the house so that we can keep living in the same house, and that's what we're here for. So that's it.
Okay. So, 165 Hobart, it, needs variances. It's a very small lot on the, in the zone. Zoning is actually in the packet. It's just so you get an idea of what's going on here. It's, I'm not gonna really go through it at this point, but I just want you to know, but I know there's a lot of zoning talk this evening, that the required lot size is 20,000, and this lot is about 9,400. It's about, actually a little less than half the required lot size. So what we're proposing to do, well, I guess I should take you through the drawings, right? It's an infill split, I don't know, it's probably built in the late 60s, early 70s.
50s.
50? I don't know. And you come in the garage level, I'm on the E drawings, the existing drawings, come in, you go down to a small basement or up to the primary living area. Right, and then you have the kitchen, the living room, the front door on that primary level. You go up half a level again over the garage, there's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. The building on the facade is really the garage in the lower level, primary living area, and then the bedroom area. Our proposal is to add over the living area side of the building, right side. The balance of the elevations, you know, it's right there by, right by, the tennis courts, the rackets club. Like right, 2 down from the.
It's right opposite to the rackets.
Yeah.
Right behind it.
Yeah, like
Right
behind. Like behind that little
near
window
Wyndham?
is right
Is
there.
that the window?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 2 doors further down is where the old, the post office is.
It's not two doors, it's right next to it.
Oh, it's literally
The
next door?
one next to me is the old post
Oh,
office.
I know which building that on, it's okay.
Yeah, I worked in that
Maybe
years
it's
ago.
just because of the trees in front.
Yeah, they have the green giants right there, so the next to us on the, if I'm facing Hobart, right hand side is the old post office. It just got sold.
So now I'm on my BOA 1 sheet, and I guess we just prepped this up to go to the Board of Adjustment. Because we didn't call them HPC sheets, I don't know why, but anyway, so they're really kind of the same sort of a thing in terms of the way we format our drawings. So on my first sheet, my BOA 1, we add a second floor on this right side, right, which is really a new primary bedroom suite. And then we added on the left side in sort of dormered area as we brought the roof across, because we're doing that thing where we're trying to take a split, which is basically 2 buildings, one going this way, and another going this way. And we're trying to pull the roof across it so that it looks more like a homogeneous building, less like a split. That's what that move is. But remember, there's a 4.5 foot difference in floor elevation. So now I'm on my primary living level on BOA 2. You see the kitchen, dining area, living room, and you walk up half a flight to get to those same 3 bedrooms that I showed you before. And all we did was cut in a new stair in the front there so that we could get up to this new second floor. It's really a half flight of a stair. I actually I'm sort of a split level fan actually. I don't think it's a bad design, even though I think everybody else does. But I don't think it's bad that you're only half a flight away from the bedroom. I think it sort of makes sense. So I come up and I hit the second floor, our new second floor on the BOA 3 sheet. Here, I walk into the primary bedroom, closets, primary bath. I come this way into a closet, and now to get additional storage space, we have to go up half a flight of stairs into that area, or in the front, we go up another half a flight to get to this little finished storage area. This could all just be one area. Both of these two stairways are going to the same place, right? It's just that the back area is part of somebody's closet. That's what's going on. So if I go to my elevations, I'm on my BOA 4 now. Our front doors remained, our garage doors have remained, our two bedrooms have remained. And there's, you can see our new stairway cutting in here, coming up to our new primary bedroom suite over our existing living room. We're extending the chimney because, we're going higher. Our old building is probably right around there. And now we're coming through, and when we got onto this side, this is that thing I was talking about before, where we extend the roof through the building so that we lose that split bifurcation kind of one gable and the other gable colliding. So now we come through the building, but when we do, all of this area here becomes sort of attic dormer space, because remember, we have to go up another half flight to get there, and we're making the roof look continuous. Now Barton's actually, or maybe Matt, I'm not sure, who actually commented, and I think they're actually right that maybe the skylights are a bad idea here. And I think just looking at it with Robert, it's probably a shed dormer is the right answer. Because it seems silly to add another peak into this building, but the shed dormer would work, get rid of the skylights, because she's trying to drive light down into the foyer, and that would get rid of it, and the shed dormer would actually look good on this elevation. But anyway, that's our new build, all the materials match existing as we come up. When we come onto the side, you can see my old building and then my new building coming through, and we just bring our new building across. This deck and this sunroom in the back is all existing, the first floor. I come into the rear of the building, you see we brought the gable through. We sort of have that low dormer because we're trying to maintain this sort of low ridge height. And then when we come onto our left elevation, you can see this gable running through as we go into the rear. If I look at this thing we did a rendering for you, and you can see how we've taken our building and we added this new dormers. We picked up the roof, made it one continuous roof, brought our other gable over the two garages this way. And then these are the two skylights that Barton was really talking about, that we think he's right, they should really, or maybe Matt, I'll keep looking at you thinking you're Matt. And then, but that it would make sense that that should be a shed dormer. Our landscape plan, and that's really my complete application. If I go back to my initial application itself, it's basically what I said in the cover letter is actually correct. They're really trying to add a new floor level on top of this existing house. And it's really to give us a primary bedroom suite, and then gives us a little storage area now on the left side, where previously that storage area was on the right side. That's all that's occurred. We also included all the The windows would be simulated divided light, color windows, thermal thing. The windows would be, white. The rendering is a good example of what's going on here. All the trim is wood, the existing house wood trim. And the brick for the chimney would match the existing brick, but all of our materials would match. This is in addition to a building that would look like it was built this way. It's not an isolated addition to maintain a historic building. This is really expanding that house and making it look reasonable as it goes along. And that's it, I think.
Thank you.
Good.
Matt, any comments?
No, I think, yeah, one of our big comments was, consider shallow pitch shed dormer instead of the skylights, and, sounds like Tim was on board with it. Besides that, just the normal, no wood grain, fiber cement siding is allowed. Yeah, we would recommend this, application for approval.
Thank you. Just quickly, the color that you're showing on the rendering, is that the color you're?
Well, that's the color of
That's the
the
color of the home.
house right now.
Okay, but is
That's
that
why we
what
just
you
left
would
it.
like to
Yeah.
continue with? Okay. Perfect. All right, any questions or comments on the board?
I know this is not conforming, but can you make suggestions on the stonework?
Yeah.
Being,
Like the existence.
yeah, no, well, that's in the new stonework you're putting in.
Right.
That's,
Only on
Is
the
it-
chimney, is that
I'm
correct?
talking about the front, the stonework, stone
yes.
veneer.
Yes.
So just, it doesn't,
There's a stone, there's only stone right here.
yeah,
This part.
yeah, so some of the stone veneer, like for me, like, doesn't, I know this is a non-conforming house but I think that, just like Matt's, comment on the shed roof line, there's just a couple things for me that makes it feel like it doesn't sit as well into the neighborhood, like, so the design's beautiful overall. And I would probably say, I don't know if those are the existing garage doors or newer ones.
Those are all existing.
Oh, okay, so okay, so then that's comment I'm gonna leave out, but I think maybe the stonework, just, I don't know, something that feels.
But the stonework is existing.
Yeah.
It is
Okay, I'm
not
just
being-
looking at, is it painted white?
It's funny because it doesn't
It
look,
looks
No.
like it's painted white,
No.
it's the way the photo.
it must be
Yeah.
the photo, because it looks white.
This
Yeah.
is all existing, this is
Oh,
not being
okay,
added over
okay,
here.
well, then you answered my question, then I have no comments, so,
Yeah.
thank you.
I thought
couldn't
so,
tell.
but-
It doesn't look like
It
it's
doesn't-
white.
it looks
like
white
painted
on
white.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why, so, I'm fine.
Okay, any more questions? Is there anyone in the public? Any comments, questions? Okay, having none, do I hear a motion to approve this application? Oh, good.
Second.
Second, thank you. Okay.
What, one, can I just, before we vote on that, can we,
I couldn't get a picture.
can we vote to approve, but with the shed dormer and not the skylights? Cause I kind of think that's, okay.
Yes. They raced me to, they wanted to move
Okay.
forward on this, so.
I just wanted to make sure.
That's all right, with all the recommendations made by our professional or any of the board members, and I think we know what those are listed, right? Okay, perfect. So Sarah, roll please.
Allison Campion,
Yes.
Zachary Davis,
Yes.
Robert Frankel,
Yes.
Brad Jenkins,
Yes.
Gary Rosen.
Yes.
Kristen Salem,
Yes.
Christine Best.
Yes.
All right, let's move forward.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
I didn't need to read you.
Okay, application number 64311 Wyndham Road, block number 2111, lot number 14 of the contributing property in the Short Hills Park Historic District. Right. Yeah, this is a regulatory application to construct a house house additions, demolish existing garage to construct a 2.5 car garage and other associated exterior site improvements. If we can have the applicant and professional sworn in as they're getting the boards, huh? Okay.
Okay.
Again, we can have you sworn in.
All right, you can state your name, spell your last names. Oh, I got the spelling of your name already. You can skip that. But state your relationship to the application as well.
Bas Sivan, I'm the owner, last name Sivan, Sivan.
Timothy Clausen.
Okay, and do you both swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to provide this evening will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, that's.
Please proceed.
My name is Badu and my wife Pata and I are the owners of this property, which is in the road. We moved in this property in August 28, 2025, with our 5-year-old son, Gabriel, who just started kindergarten in Glenwood. Right after that, and 1-year-old daughter, Sharada, started taking care of here. So ever since then, we've absolutely grown in love with this neighborhood and the kids getting a lot of unstructured time. Streets in the countryside in particular, today or previous applicant kids will pay them. So also we are totally committed to the neighborhood and raising our kids here, regardless of this. Not just the people and the kids, obviously, but also the beautiful homes here and they come from the historic nature, beautiful homes here. So I have come here to request modest addition to existing home, which is centered on 3 pieces, which obviously Tim will go in detail over. But very quickly, these are an in-law lounge. So my parents and my wife's parents, we intend for them to come here often. And already in the 9 months here, the parents have stayed with us for 3 months, and they get back for them to come here later this year. The small lounge for them to keep their belongings and so on would go a long way in staying organized in space. That's number one. Number two is extending our garage from a single car garage to a 2-car garage. Would mean a lot for us at this stage where 2 young kids. And thirdly, having an office room because the existing bedrooms are all occupied with the kids and my parents come here. So an office room would go a long way from me to work from home, which happens like at least 2 days a week. So that's it. We take over from here. And thank you so much for the time and energy you're spending in Calgary.
Okay, this site is 11 Wyndham. It's on the corner of Wyndham and Hobart. It's like 2 doors to the right of where we just were. It's the other side of Wyndham. That, again, like sort of looking at the tennis courts for the rackets. It's a 1930s, Tudor revival, I guess you call it, That whole area is really Tudor revivals. And initially, in the original analysis that David Gibson did in 1980 for the historic district, that initially, what was submitted to the National Register, I guess you call it, this was not listed as a significant project, because it's really a Tudor revival from the 30s. It's, some would call it a sort of mock Tudor, that's sort of an architectural term for a Tudor revival. And, the historic district was really, and its initial intent was trying to capture houses built sort of between 1880 and 1920. This whole area is a little too late. But I think in I'm gonna say Barton's report, but I guess it's really the firm's report that was completed maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, I think it was. This was added by Barton or by Barton's office as a significant structure. And all of these Tudors have been added as structures, although I just want everybody to realize that that's Barton's report, which is great because Barton is an expert and it's even better because he's not here to counteract me, contradict me. But it's not as I understand it, Matt may have much more information. It's not actually an approved report by, or not an accepted as a national report. This is a local report that was completed by a esteemed preservation architect. But I think that is true. It's not, hasn't been accepted on a state or a national level as an actual district. I think you guys pretty much know this because you're probably familiar with this, some of the other work in town. And I'm only saying that because part of what Barton is saying in this case is that the garage is sort of a historic structure and he doesn't want us to remove it. And I think maybe that does make sense, and I think the way to go further really with this case is I'd love to be able to set up like a Zoom call with Matt and maybe a couple people on committee if that's possible, anybody that could join whenever you could really do it and kind of talk about this and figure out the best way to proceed, because there's other things that are going on here. The neighbors here who is concerned about encroachment into the right side. This site is also, again, in this R4 district where it's required to have a 20,000 square foot lot. I think this lot's only about 8,000 square feet, so it needs variance approval also. So
I don't mean to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but would you prefer that we listen to the neighbor and then give you guys a chance to work with Barton? Because as I read the report, I mean, he's not recommending this to be approved at this time.
I think it'd be great to do. I'd like to just run everybody through real quick.
Are you sure? Because,
Like, I'll do it in 5 minutes.
okay,
Okay,
Perfect.
and then we can have,
we want to hear from the neighbor.
if you
too,
want to hear
so-
from the neighbor first. we can
No,
do that.
go ahead, run through it, so she can.
I'll do it quick, but I think that that's the best way to proceed. I don't know if Tuesday's the day still, I just don't know how it works at this point, but I'd really like to move this along because
Okay.
my client's pushing me. But anyway, the existing building, right, there's an existing bedroom on the first floor. There's this existing covered porch that we're talking about enclosing. And then here's that existing garage, and then there's in the front here, what we call a sunroom, which was obviously a big front porch that at some point in time was. You know, it's a slab on grade, I mean, it was definitely a front porch. Then I get up to the second floor, and this is really a 3-bedroom house. And that's what my client is talking about. He's got his 2 kids here, they're in this primary room, and they really have kind of what. I mean, I guess it's great to have a primary bathroom in the house, but it's a really small primary bathroom. We're not asking to expand this upper level at all. This is the roof of the garage and the roof of the porch below. The existing building, you know, it's a nice Tudor revival. It's got a nice scale to it. It has this little kick up in the middle in those front windows that Barton is actually, or maybe it was Matt, I don't know, is talking about. Because we straightened it. Then the other elevations of the existing building. If I come now to my new work, I plotted actually the neighbor's house on the onto our survey, so we can, and his site is very tight, like the back corner of their original like sleeping porch area, that was an old sleeping porch on the left side, is only like 3.49 feet off the property line. And then it kicks on an angle, it's about 7.53. But our building right now is kind of forward of it. If you look where I put that little 700 number, that box is the garage. And then you see how we've kind of encapsulated it with the new building? I think that's what Barton doesn't like, because it's like we're totally losing the existing garage. Then over here in the lower left is that little enclosed porch that we were talking about. Finishing. Now, if I come to my BOA 2 sheet, that's the existing garage, dotted. And you can see our new garage. You can see how close we are really to the property line. And we come into a little mud room, powder room, and we added an office there. That's really where we are. This is that enclosed area. We're trying to give sort of a wing to the in-laws to be in with their bed. On the elevations, we've left the front elevation, although we're replacing all the windows, and that little kit that I showed you in the front too, that's been replaced and flattened now, and Barton has a lot of comments on this that I think my client is willing to really look at it better and probably better suited on his own. Here's my new garage. Again, it's a one-story building. We come, our new garage, right, our existing building. And when we're all done, this thing is really like, this garage is pulled forward to its property. It needs a front yard variance. Right? Our new garage, the existing sunroom, and our building. And I'm done. I just wanted to give you a case, just so if anybody gets on the Zoom with us, you sort of know where we started.
Yeah, we have a couple things going on, and certainly the fact that you would like to, talk to Barton and work out some of these things, I think it would be a little better. I don't disagree that neighbor you're encroaching, even just with that little bit, even though the garage part is full, but the wraparound, so I do disagree. Can we talk, can the neighbors?
Yeah.
If anyone here, wanna come up and we'll.
So before we swear you in, just, do we have these, I don't know, renderings? Do we have these two?
Oh, yeah.
Where?
They should be like the last page of the application.
The application here.
I didn't look, but they should be.
Just put that back, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
Just in the.
Got it.
I don't want to end up.
Thank you. Okay, perfect,
Now they're in here.
okay, perfect.
Okay, sir, and if you could state your first and last name, spell your last name for the record.
My name is Prashant Kunta, Kunta.
And do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to provide this evening will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please proceed.
So I live right here. My house is not in the picture, but it's like really close. It's some of the numbers that mentioned. So I live at 151 Hobart Avenue, and I've lived there for 5 years now with my family. I absolutely love living in the historic district. Walk around the neighborhood 3 times a day when I'm working from home. I love the house next to me. It's a beautiful house. But I just wanted to express some of the concerns I have with the proposed addition. Some of them are more broad-based and outside of the purview of the historic commission, but I'll still mention them anyway. The property, the garage is right now at 9 feet away from the boundary line, and when the proposed extension is done, they'll be within 4 feet. And I guess my house is also pretty old, and it's, as was mentioned, in parts it's 4 feet, in some other parts it's 9 feet from the boundary line. So it'll be so close that this will start looking like townhomes, really. I lived in a townhome before, and that's not what this neighborhood looks like. It's a historic neighborhood, has great character, which is why we all love to live here. So my broader point is it's the houses get too close to each other, right? These are small lots. I'm I think a quarter acre or something like that, and the proposed lot is even smaller. So I think these are too close. The second point I wanted to make was the window of the proposed office is really next to my windows as well. And we'll be able, not only will be able to see each other, I guess we'll be able to hear each other too. which I don't think is good. We also have mature trees right now, so that's provides a bit of a natural curtain between the two homes. When the extension is done, I don't know what I'm wondering if the trees will survive the extension. That's number 3. Number 4, which is important, is we live in a high water table area. My other neighbor has waterlogging issues every time it rains. I think people went put dry wells when they did construction that messed up the area, and so every little bit of rain, his yard turns soggy. I have 2 sump pumps in my basement, started in 2011 under the previous owner, 2 sump pumps, and they really run a lot when it rains. So when they do this addition, it's going to change some of that water issues, I guess. I think the previous owner of this house, 11 Lyndon, extended the driveway. I don't know if it was approved or what, but when they repaved the driveway, they extended it a little bit. I think 6 inches or a foot. That hasn't caused issues, but like adding some more covered area that may potentially change some of these waterlogging issues. And then visually, adding a garage pulls the whole house forward a little bit. I guess that means everybody now will try to build in the front, including somebody who'll buy my house someday, can easily try to add 1,000 square foot, 2,000 square foot to 2 stories. So those are the 5 points I wanted to make. I think it's a beautiful house. It's perfect for the lot, but building any more would just take up a lot more lot space. I don't know if the lot coverage and all this kind of not getting technical because I don't understand that stuff yet. But I think there are a lot of unintended consequences for what's being proposed here. For all these reasons, I would urge the commission to take a closer look at this. And I can't make a recommendation, but I think you all know where I stand with this. So thank you very much for your time. Again, I think it's great service you guys do for the city. I walk through this neighborhood every day. It's a beautiful neighborhood. Thank you very much for doing all the work you're doing to keep the neighborhood beautiful.
Thank you. So, Tim, I think at this point, you heard some of the issues and maybe having, right, Jason. Addressing some of the landscaping issues.
Yeah, I wrote everything.
And, maybe that's something that this board would like to hear forward. Engineering issues, I know sometimes when you do an addition, the engineering piece or stormwater, it actually improves because that person has to put in additional dry wells, et cetera. But it would be nice if it's not pushing too hard, maybe kind of address that with us at the next meeting.
I got everything.
Garage, yep, and landscaping, yep, okay. So what would you to move them, I guess, to the next?
I guess we can carry, but I think July we may be full.
There's, as far as I know, we have 2 anticipated for July, so there's room is almost wearing that, and are we?
Let's look at it and we will get back with you.
They're gonna have to renotice that.
Or carry till July, we could always push me later. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We could always carry it at the July meeting.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because if something opens up, we would prefer to listen to them in July, right? Okay, perfect.
Like July.
Carrying July 21st, at the Melbourne Library, without further notice.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
I think Janitor really wants to get in. I'm just kidding. It probably goes home.
We have a few more things.
We just have, I'll run through really quick, guys. The application, 80 Cedar has had to be carried, in front of July, so. Right, yeah. The advisory review to the zoning board of adjustment 389. I hope you guys had a chance to look at what we were given. Is there anyone here to present this? There's not. So again,
They're
we're,
going in front of zoning on Monday.
Yeah, but we're being asked. to
we're
comment.
being.
We're being asked to comment now on what's going there on Monday.
Yes, because we would have to hurry up and write to.
Provide a comment.
I know it doesn't make sense and we're working through this. Did anybody just have any comments on, okay, real quick,
I'll be back.
okay.
Okay, I'm just looking at it just generally, but I'm, this is just, it was cartoon-like, so I use that word, because it's the best word that came to my mind to take a historic building that's very miniature and add on what looks like, kind of a train to it. And then just keep it really simple like that. And I'm also just, it's just so disproportionate besides the fact that we don't need more housing for town, which is part of it. And I know that's not relevant to the historic nature, but, so my recommendation is I'm just joking, to listen to the HPC.
Okay, and so, and
Just a
just,
joke, sorry.
just to clarify the comment, disproportionate in size or appearance?
It's disproportionate in size, it's visually just completely inappropriate, it makes the metropolitan look mild. I don't even want to use an architectural technical term, I mean, it's probably one of the hardest buildings to look at. from
Substantial
afar.
mass.
It's substantial massing, thank you so much, that's a really good way of putting it. And I'm concerned about just flooding in the downtown, we have such a flooding problem, and to have that much more impervious coverage, especially when it's not something we have to do because of high density housing, the low income housing, so I hope they think twice about that.
So what I'd like to do here, and any other comments from the board, and then what I'd like to do is have, because there was no one present to answer some of these questions for us, we know, that, I don't know, I think what we'd like to do is put any comments that any of us have about this building and shoot it back to then Matt and Barton to, write the report, our professionals. Has to be done before Monday in front of zoning. But I'd like them to concentrate historically, I think it's somewhere between 1800 and 19. It was the old American Red Cross building, I think we're all familiar with this building. And now they're putting something attached to it on the back of it. So, I think just out of respect, I think we should please let them, explain the historic piece of this. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead, we're just.
No,
I'm saying, I have to leave.
Oh, you got left out the building.
okay,
I have to go home.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I got you. So we're gonna just take a quick vote so we can pass it on to you. Is that all right? So do I hear a motion to allow Barton and Matt to summarize the report for the zoning advisory? Okay, motion second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Perfect.
We can adopt dates and calendar.
Yes, let's just adopt the date. Okay, guys, we have to move to the library. Starting in August.
No, July 21st.
Oh, July 21st?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yes,
thought
the
we were
next-
here.
Yeah, so,
The
yeah.
last meeting here.
Okay, so anybody's opinion, second or third week, Thursday? Either one of them work for everybody? So can we just pick the second and vote on it? Okay, do I hear a motion to approve, the second Thursday of every month? Perfect, second? All in favor? Go ahead, take roll.
Elston Canfield.
Yes.
Zachary Davis,
Yes.
Robert Frankel,
Yes.
Fred Jenkins,
Yes.
Gary Rosen.
Yes.
Justin Salem.
Yes.
Christine Best.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, yes. Good?
I mean, these ordinances are going to exceed my understanding is,
I don't know that we have another meeting prior to this, but these are things that have been discussed in past meetings and are referred to them, so this is just an opportunity. If there are any additional comments on the ordinance, there's, because this has already been kind of discussed and moved along.
What about this application update? I mean, is it something we can do over email?
Well, I mean, any conversation that is had about changes to the checklist and the application have to be done in a public, in a formal, yeah.
Because it's kind of, because I think there was confusion over saying, oh, our application was complete. And,
Yeah, so that's what we
why
updated.
we're trying to.
So I think in order to have a conversation, we're gonna have to carry that one.
One suggestion I have is just, we usually get a zoning table from like Tim and the established architects. But I think getting the zoning table is helpful for this committee too, because I think things like FAR, kind of give you a sense of massing. It's also frankly helpful for zoning because it means that people have to think about these things before they come to zoning and get the, so we should require the same kind of zoning table that.
On that checklist, so it might be a good thing that we are waiting. So let's make those, yes, we can talk about it some more. And the ordinances, they've already gone through planning and approved, so let's just.
Yeah, but I guess
let
if
this one
it's
go.
okay, if there's any additional comment on the ordinances that needs to go to the city, can we submit that to you via email or?
Yeah, I just don't have it yet, it's gotta be just directly to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we send it from.
Yes, so we're gonna take a vote that we're gonna carry all of this, so do I hear a motion that we will carry the application update and the historic designations?
Motion approved.
Yeah.
Motion is
Yeah,
approved.
he's too tired, okay, second,
Second.
He's approved it. It's-
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're gonna adjourn this meeting, thanks Brad, thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Brad.
I've never closed the club for work.